phenomenally with the CC that I don't know if they're going to fall for the bait overall.
And now that we talk about the entire draft, the bans and the picks, this is actually, if I'm not mistaken, the first time Team Liquid lost on the red side so far, because they've been with...
I'm colorblind. I cannot.
They've lost in general, so
yeah,
we don't have too much statistical facts
so
on it.
that's aside the fact, but it just goes to show that Team Liquid are supposedly very comfortable with the red side, or the right side for level, but SRG have found a way around it. So that's another thing. It seems like they're definitely well prepared heading into this matchup.
Because honestly, like, if we're talking about leaving the CC open for, say, either SRGOG or Team Liquid to possibly not pick it up, then that becomes the question. What is so juicy that you would let go of that CC? Because at this point, what? Is it the Yi Shin? Is it the Landslide? SRGOG, they really like the Kalia. So maybe that? Who knows? Like, what's your
YSS? I think YSS is it. You leave the YSS open, maybe they go for it. I do think next game, most likely Tlph will take that blue side. So the question on my mind is, does SRG ban the CC? Or do they throw out the Kid Bomba bait tactic?
So the Kid Bomba bait tactic is again. Oh, that's what we're calling.
Is that the new? Is that the new meta?
Yes, that's official.
Is that the new name?
Hey, it's the Bomba bait.
Bomba bait.
Bomba bait. But now, honestly, like, I just want to switch it up just a little bit because my boy Stormy performed really well on that Farsa. So just want to ask you, like, do you prefer just having more burst damage coming in for your mid or more controlled, something like a Jushin? Because we've seen success with both, but at least for SRGOG, it looks like this burst damage has been helping them out a lot.
I think he did phenomenally on the Farsa, and it's a super good pick versus the Zushin, I feel like. Especially together with the Grok, the way Yums played this game. I really, really liked it. He did really well. For me, he's also a key player in SRG.
So quick question, Baba. I am totally on board that Farza is the better pick against Zushin. Do you think it's the counter pick? Do you think it's overall the superior mage in mid right now?
No, Zushin should still be better, and it just depends on how you play it.
All right,
but Eve is also good versus Zushin, you know?
Eve is good, Eve's good. I just think the range and the burst right now, the Farza just seems to be winning more games, at least against the Jushin overall.
I see what you mean, but what if Zushin wins the start?
That's fair, that's fair. I think the Jushin goes good against the utility junglers. There's some use there, but still, I think the Feather Airstrike is the superior ulti.
I kind of feel like this is all about MLBB philosophy.
Yeah.
What do you like to play? Do you like to pick up your opponents, or do you just want to smash them? First, for me, I'm, Farsa is a birdie baddie. I like that burst damage.
Okay.
But that's me.
Yeah.
What about you?
Should I hop in this?
Yes.
I mean, up to you. You're the analyst.
I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna have to go with Farsa. No.
No?
Yes.
Yes?
Farsa. Maybe.
Or you a Valentina girl?
No. I mean, if it were Sanji, yes. But I mean, because for the Jushin, I would be leaning into it more if you see it alongside certain heroes, similar to the Arlot, and if you get to pair it with those kinds of combos. But the Farsa overall, I mean, this conversation has been going ever since. Damage definitely is the way to go if you want to establish that momentum and that early lead or pressure up against your opponents in the game.
The fact that this can be a debate shows that this MSC at the Esports World Cup, the meta is quite wide open. Sure, there are S-tier picks all around, but there's multiple ways to play with this. So it's crazy that we talked a lot that we haven't touched on the Grok. You know what? If the Grok pops up again, we'll touch on it, Trax. Now, going to this matchup, I really feel like for Team Liquid, if they do pick up blue side first pick, that is going to be a major win condition for them. And just want to ask the opinion of Kid Bomba, why this first pick looks so strong now? Because before this, it looks like red side is pretty good, but now it looks like first pick is just superior.
You really don't want to give the 1-1. You don't want to give the YSS. It's hard to play versus the Kalia. There's the CC. There's just too many picks that you go for. And as long as you ban the OP heroes, then it's really easy to just pick one hero and you're confident, you know, you're good with it. You're fine.
Honestly, that kind of sucks being second pick because you don't have a ban. you legit don't have a ban. You got to take out the 1-1, etc. But looks like SRGOG changing the script a little bit. Banning out this early, really respecting Sanford.
They're showing that they do have a ban. they're showing that they do have options, and maybe they're going to throw out the bait for the first pick to try to secure themselves the CC. Because so far, TLPH hasn't banned it out, Phobius, Fanny, so still some power picks on the field.
And SRG, so to answer our question, this is indeed respect from them. Whether they be on left or blue side or red side, they're gonna ban out that Arlot, and that just makes things so much more easier for Cram. But the question again on whether or not they're letting go of the CC still remains to be one of the biggest mysteries heading into the first pick.
Okay, here's the thing, SRGOG, they really like the Kalia. So, Bomba, do you think like it's still a fair trade for TLPH to pick up that CC and then SRGOG picks up Kalia +1?
I think they're throwing out the YSS bait here. They're throwing out the YSS bait here. It looks like they're trying to take CC and Kalia right now. But
CC
Team Liquid
banned.
did ban the CC, so I guess now they ban YSS. But the lands is also open, so they might trade those. I'm not sure.
Honestly, the trade does seem very viable. I don't know if they want to see Carl Tizia on the Lancelot.
I wouldn't.
I think whatever ends up happening, if the Kalea's open, Granger's also open from last time. Let's see what the last man is. Jushin. So either Lancelot YSS from TLPH, Kalea +1, Granger, or the YSS Lancelot.
I don't mind early Farsa, not gonna lie.
And are you gonna be comfortable with letting Yumes get his hands on the Kalea too? Because that's gonna be another option that SRG can pick later on, since they have the next pick after this.
What do you think, Bomba here, first pick for TL?
Personally, I think the YSS is the strongest hero in the meta currently, so they should pick it up. But I really see the vision that they don't want to give Yumes the Kalia. So you either steal it, or you take the YSS and fight it with YSS Gatot versus Kalia.
And it looks like they do pick up the YSS. Not gonna get risky with it, but it does look like SRGOG, this is part of their plan.
Kalea Farza, the Jushin's already gone. You get a powerhouse in the mid, you get the Kalea. You can save your jungle for third pick. You don't need it right now. I think that's the way we go here.
Okay, there you go.
Looks like we're reading the draft quite well here, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Should be the Gatot.
And Lucky Lady.
So the Gatot mentioned by Kid Bomba here, I do feel like it's gonna be a great answer. And might they want to reveal or pick up their OHEB hero now,
Their Granger.
the Granger, to match up, with the range? That I was thinking along the lines of that. But then that'll reveal much of where the damage and much of where they're gonna play around for the draft if they do decide to go that route.
I mean, seeing as they have the YSS, they could maybe hold on to the marksman pick, because they already have so much damage. They don't need to heavily rely on burst from a Granger, but it's more about, do you want to give the Granger over to SRG on Innocent's hands?
And as expected, the Gatakacha got picked, and this time the Lapu as well. So, I don't know, what were your thoughts on this opener coming in from TL?
The Lapu is still flex, believe it or not. Teams
Wait,
do
what?
play it in the goat lane.
Wait, what?
It is, I don't know if OHEB does it, but it is flex with the YSS. So we might see some expedient bands coming in from SRG, but I'm not sure. I don't think OHEB plays it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that.
No, you know what? You're already giving people ideas. After the grand finals, be careful when you're in ranked games. Is this gonna be a Lancelot pick or an Akai pick? Because I kind of feel like both does work well with the draft. It looks like they go for that Lancelot. So it's gonna be carry in the jungle. Now, I don't know, personally for you, Kid Bomba, is there any hero that SRGOG really needs to ban out to make sure that they don't get punished?
For sure, the Selena, in my opinion, is going to be a super good pick for TLPH. It's going to help them be able to fight easier at the start of the game, and I think it's going to be very good.
Yeah, I think Selena definitely could be a pickup with the ban. They take out the Ruby, though, because there's the gold lane. It's definitely a possibility. And quick note to that, OHEB, back in the M3 days, was known for playing non-marksman gold laners. We saw things like the Alice back then. We've seen those picks. It beat BTK way back in the day. So
Good old days, man.
I'm just
Good
saying.
days.
Good old days.
Double
days.
fighter off lane, all that kind of stuff. So, yes, I don't think we can completely count OHEB out. I just don't know if TLPH wants to run it.
But you know what? This Ruby ban by SRG, it makes me think about what Kid Bomba said, because the Rubies too can be considered like, yes, a flex, and we want to think of it as a gold lane ban, but if Kid Bomba presented the entire idea of the Lapu flex, then might as well. But yeah, so they go for the Luyi last ban too for Sanji, but then the Selena, that's open, the Valentina, that's open.
Yeah, so now looking at the Esmeralda as well as the Glue banned out here, is there any more good EXP laners to deal with this Lapu?
the Esma ban kind of tells us that it is an up XP, and I don't think that Oheb is comfortable on the fight. I do think that he's gonna go for like a Purify Marksman versus the Kalia, something like a Harith, like a Claude. I am really waiting for that pick, and I actually don't know what experience he can take versus Lapo anymore, because the Glue is a really good answer, the Esma is a really good answer, and 4 experiences are banned currently, if you guys didn't notice.
Yeah.
We have seen things like what the Akai get picked up in EXP as like possible answers, just something that can work.
Oh, is that a Hylos? Yeah.
Hylos. Okay, so at least,
Wait.
so
I
what,
don't think that's a good
EXP
pick
line
though.
Hylos?
You don't think that's a good pick?
I don't think that's a good pick versus
Why?
Lapo.
You think he's gonna get punished?
I do.
I don't like Hylos either, personally.
So
But it might work. We don't know. We don't know.
Hey, anything can happen. Anything can happen, because here's the thing. First pick is just overall superior. So now, Brigitte, we're looking at the final 2 picks here for Team Liquid. Looks like they do pick up the Harith, and they do pick up the Valentina. What do you think of the overall composition coming in from Team Liquid?
I feel like they're gonna be much more comfortable with this, aside the fact that Sanji did get his hands on the Valentina again, and there are just so many ultimates he can steal away from SRG. And despite the Granger still being open, for Sanji, that's just another option. Like the Death Sonatas can just be picked up by the IMU, and they have ways to reach these heroes in the backline for SRG. Now, especially that they have, or they don't have the Akai and the Grok in their lineup.
Yeah, I think you definitely just pick up, I mean, you pick up what? Just the Granger here, Purify, Flicker, whatever you want to go. You could go for something like the Claude, possibly, if you really want to play the safe route because of all the dive heroes.
Oh, that's a Bea.
Oh, Beatrix.
Yeah, so now Kibomba looking at both drafts. Any final thoughts before we go into game number 2?
I love the draft of Team Liquid. It's the YSS together with the Valentina and the Gatot. I feel like they're stronger on the mid lane because Gatot is a super good pick against the Kalia. For me, it's going to all depend on the first turtle, and I have a feeling that the Lapu Lapu is going to make the difference in this game. So let's see.
Yeah, very solid picks here coming in from Team Liquid. But SRGOG looks like they want to go for the all combo of the Kali as well as the Beatrix. So thank you very much, panel. But now we got to throw it over to the casters for game number 2 in this grand finals.
Thank you so much. Everybody on the panel is absolutely right. We love the words coming out from Kid Bomba. Me and Mirko definitely agree. It's going to come down to this Lapu here. The matchup is tough, but we've already seen what game 1 looks like. That tempo is important. These neutral fights are high stakes as we get right into the Land of Dawn for our second game in this best of 7 here at the grand finals of the Midseason Cup 2025 here at EWC 25. Let's get this show on the road. Tlph on the blue side facing up against SRG OG on the red side.
So we've seen a composition where SRG basically said, nah, Carl, you're not going to win out those Restream battles. Now we're seeing more of a brawly composition. This is what I think we've come to expect from SRG, more so than game number 1, where it was an unorthodox SRG. We didn't expect that kind of strat. So let's see if they can actually do that. Again, Bomba mentioned this matchup going to be very good for Team Liquid. Turtle 1, very important for both these teams. That guy knows a whole lot about the game. I think he should go pro.
Yeah, I think he should also maybe turn into a talent or something afterwards. But it's the way that we've seen this game play out. We can tell from the drafting phase alone that SRG have kind of doubled down on the strategy of the pickoff, right? Really utilize that Tsunami Slam. Whoever they pick off, they have to instantly kill. Because Team Liquid, they see this Beatrix and they're like, wait, she doesn't have the Purify. If we can get that Battle Spell out, that's a huge window for us to punish our opponents. If they went Granger with a Purify of his own, I think Oheb would be a lot more confident into taking on this fight, especially if the Granger makes a mistake. Based on Emblem so far, things are looking pretty normal. Nothing too unorthodox or out of the ordinary. Only notable thing is probably going to be not only the Weapon Master from Innocent, but the Wilderness Blessing coming up specifically from Cram. He wants to be part of these fights.
He does a whole lot more mobility to already a very high mobile hero here with the Glorious Pathway. Again, also the firmness of the pull yourself together here coming from Yum. So he wants to go for those big ultimates, but also he wants to respect how much damage Team Liquid have, especially around the first turtles, where it's very important for them to secure it. It comes down to the snowball again in the mid lane. Stormy, feathered airstrike over to Sanji, taking him so low, and that's just so much more pride to play with. Sanford already there, but the Glorious Pathway is going to stop Carl Teasy in his tracks. It's going to be tough. Sanford diving with Raven Spider. Onto Stormy goes. Tries to predict the flicker move. Wings by wings was a bit too much for him. Carl with the move. Again, Mountain Shocker. Predicted. missing the move from Skies. Sanford with the jump one more time over Stormy. Good peel from Yums. And Sanji now has the glorious pathway. And a third with a Renner's apathy to turn the tide around. Skies finds up execution. The taunt dodged away from. And it becomes another from Innocent!
He's playing out of his mind now. Another feathered airstrike. They're going to get it this time. Oh, JP, the next to fall. What a start coming in from SRG OG Esports. They're not done yet. Give them another one, might add it. Holy, a 3-0-1 start for Innocent.
Innocent on a Beatrix. This is a big gamble. To play this in the grand finals, to be landing these shots.
Oh, you can even see Oheb. He sees Innocent move into position and he's like, no. Dashing in, trying to protect his teammates, taking at least a shot. Sacrifice my HP, sir. Unfortunately, too late. The angle is good, and you can see Krammy's happy about that very first fight. Now the tempo in control, as you can see by the live cam view, Sanford taking the brunt of that damage. Unlock Cram from his lane. Yums, chill out for a moment. Once we get Beatrix in position, we will be able to clear out these waves and not interact with them. Wait.
Nice. Oh. Dodge away again. Jumps in. Phantom execution. Dodge away from Oheb. Able to get the stun. Or the dash is here. Zaman Force coming in as well. Skies with the Thorn Rose. Unable to get it in time. But the sustain comes through. Sanji walks up. And it's Oheb who picks up the kill. Stolen Tsunami Slam. Over to Yums. The turret lands a shot. But he gets away. And it's oh my goodness gracious. Stop this man, someone!
Okay, Innocent, he's still making plays of his own, but this time JP's like, no, Oheb already tried to die for our sins, and he already outplayed the bot side gank. Now, he lifts his hands up saying, not this time, I'll protect you. Now, Team Liquid have pulled this back. Despite the score being 2-4, Slang or Red Giants have a minor lead. It equals out on both sides, but let's look at where the advantages actually are. With all these fast rotations that we've been seeing from Cram's side, he did lose out on a little bit of EXP, which is why you're seeing Sanford at full level and more on his side on Lapu Lapu. He's also helping to pick up that mid-wave to allow Sanji to alleviate his pains. Now, Yums, wait, hold on. That's a Genius 1 purchase coming in from Stormy's side. They want to snowball this game out of control off of this next fight.
Both junglers are in level 7. Innocent walking up to the mid lane already. Tlph holding on to the bush. Gotta be careful. Walks over the damage again. Yum's gonna be caught under. This is gonna be the red tree from Skies. AOG with JP walking to the back. Sanford from solo! Still doing damage. Will fall in the end. No, he actually survives for a bit longer. As Stormy walks up, gets Captain Feather airstrike over from Sanji, but he gets away in time. Turtle for Yums and Sanford.
Not too bad for SRG, but it worked out. Team Liquid, they walk in, they get the turtle of their own. Where else can they find the punishment, right? They're looking for invade options, but I don't think that Tlph is comfortable enough to walk in just yet, knowing that Innocent is nearby. But so many resources have been already utilized. Now that they've spotted Sakai's down on the bot side, should this be a green light for Team Liquid to try and extend Carl's lead, to try and get something over Sakai's?
Could be, but it's just...
Yums is saying no. He's like, nah, he's checking it every single time. Don't invade. Don't try. This is our territory.
It's very, very difficult for Carl to invade here up against a landslide. And again, this is the reason why, yes, Yi Sun-shin is really good in the meta, but just in the third place match, we've been seeing how Lancelot could take over games. Cram with the glorious pathway against Sanford! Jumps with the bravest fighter over to Stormy! Tsunami slam there, but it's not going to unpack anything. Sanford gets the stun too! And that's the capitalization from Oheb into Cram now! It's Skies the puncture. Carl looking for the shot. Skies with the puncture one more time. Terrified in! Sanji gets away, gets the help of the revitalize. Oheb with the chase. Can he get the last shot onto Skies? He gets a turtle buff again. There's a few more minions. He buys some time.
He's gonna go down. Sakai's knows he's dead for sure. He's got no more mana to puncture or even Thorn Rose. And you can see that the TL fans are happy to see this happen. Now, 1.7k lead for the side of Team Liquid. They've evened up the score and even found a lead of their own against SRG OG Esports. What a fight to turn things around. Now, majority of this gold is leading in to both Tlph as well as Oheb, but that fight was won by Sanford and JP's combination. Great synergy, knowing Innocent, hey, you get hit by any CC, it's over for you.
Dude, I thought when Innocent got 3 kills at the start, it was over. But it just goes to show you how good Liquid are at recovering. That's Sanford who gets caught. He still had the flicker, has the bravest fighter, saves it. Good damage with the Nemiru's passion over to Oheb, who's going to be at half. That's a big feather airstrike, not landing at all.
They want to actually go for this? It looks like they're going to try. Sanford, he's already in.
Doing a bit of damage. Taunt over the skies as well. That's a stun. Dodged away from again. Sanford caught in the midst of it all. That's the Render's apathy landing on JP. AOG cancelled out of skies. Jumps over the Thorn Road. Oh, here for the Zaman Force still jumping back and forth. Another shot from Carl. Retreat battle on the turtle. Yums jumps in, but won't be able to find the range. Sanji kiting away now. It's a retreat. Carl TZ secures the turtle.
Crazy. 3v4, and Carl TZ making it known he's not going to lose another retribution battle against the rising star of Sekai's. War Axe already purchased by Carl TZ, and that's great for him because now he's got true damage in his kit, and he's going to be able to sustain in his own jungle, even if he takes a bad trade against SRG. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!
Zaman Force there. Sky's luckily able to escape, but it will be a turret down below. They're looking for more. Sanji has it. Innocent force to flicker out. Sanji with a Tsunami Slam. Can use it. JP gets caught. Feathered Airstrike one more time on him. He's a bit too tanky.
Too tanky. For now. All right, for now, there will be a time where JP is going to take more damage, but that Revitalize saves him so much. The execution was good from the side of SRG OG, but now that they don't have much of a lead, and technically they're playing on the back foot, Team Liquid are more than confident to make these plays. Yeah, sure, take JP. Of all people, as long as you're not taking Sanji, as long as you're not taking Oheb, we can make this work. And don't worry about Carl TZ, he hasn't missed the trace list just yet.
It's been on point. Oheb too. Man, again, he had to lane against a 3-0 Innocent. Has been doing it really well up against a matchup that is still very skill reliant before level 4, right? So Innocent had a lot of that advantage. But now I would want to see the items again to see if Oheb is going for the Starlium build or the Enchanted Talisman build.
He's going for Starlium, if I remember
Starlium, all right. And
Yes.
he's very close to a Holy Crystal. That is going to be the massive power spike for Team Liquid to take control in these team fights.
If we're talking about punishes in terms of the item build, Team Liquid, they're aware that SRG OG, especially for Stormy, going for that Genius Wand, it's like, oh wow, it's huge if you have the lead. And now that they've taken that lead back, yeah, that Genius Wand can do only so much.
Purify out of Tsunami Slam. That's a Tsunami Slam over the skies as well. Zaman Force going to be popped in as JP holds the back line with the help of Sanford with the Raven Spider. But still, oh, Sanford gets a stun again. And it finds Innocent in the back line. He's still alive. Sanji walks up again. Might be overzealous. Now gets all of them. Positive Purify and gets taken up by the Thorn Rose. Sanford look for the kill. Oheb still on the purple buff. Gets it away as Yums disengages. And it ends up being 2 for 2. But Sanford wants to go with the Raven Spider one more time. Over to Yums. Oheb has Zaman Force. And they get Yums.
10-10, 3.3k lead, and an important fight for Tlph to now take the Lord convincingly. Sanford has been so monumental for this squad. The Sansan duo still connected as ever. As SRG OG, they cannot have these extended fights against a team like this. 2 bravest fighters were used in that fight. 2 of them.
Goes to show you how balanced the cooldown is on that hero. I mean, hey, it is also Sanford, a signature pick from when we saw him at M4. He did wonders with that pick, and he is doing it here too. It really just seems like the KDA isn't doing it justice, right? 3-4-3. He's not invincible on this pick. SRG have been able to punish it a lot of times, but they have to be very careful once those flickers have been spent. Stormy and Innocent are so vulnerable when they don't have those flickers, and it just makes it so hard for SRG to play the front to back that they want to.
That's why we keep reiterating that tempo is so important, especially with like these high execution style of compositions. You're playing a pickoff composition. You start falling behind, Team Liquid can just force resources out of you, and it always feels like you're playing on the back foot. These leads are so big in terms of their 2, maybe even 4k swings, but look at them just zoning them out, right? Come on, throw something at this. Team Liquid is asking SRG to do something about them.
Yums trying to go up, and it will be the Holy Shield in the mid lane taken. Team Liquid, 6,000 gold lead. The scoreboard isn't looking as, crazy as it was in game number 1. It was SRG dominating. Here it's 10-10, but still, the gold lead all for Team Liquid. Take a look at Oheb now. He's building towards, I believe, a Divine Glaive. He's almost 2,000 gold ahead of Innocent. Again, something to remember is the fact that Innocent went for Weapon Mastery. So once he gets these big items, it will be a massive power spike.
I mean, the Blade of Despair is already pretty huge for him, which is why you're seeing him, try and get some really important damage, but just notice the item builds on the opposite end, right? We're seeing blade armors come on through. No Malefic Roar just yet. A Malefic Gun? Sure, but you gotta walk into our range, and that's something that Innocent doesn't really want to do just yet. Worst yet, Carl Teasy's damage is through the roof. 3 items complete and a Winds of Nature. I'm expecting him to get a little more snowbally. He's running the killing spree, right? So if he reduces SRG's health down to at least 50%, he might be able to start chaining kills one after the other.
Massive lead for a whole lot for Team Liquid. Again, those are some big power spikes that we were just talking about. What was going to be built up? See Halberd, Divine Glaive. Now what for Oheb? Does he go for CE? Does he go for Immortality? Maybe Winter Crown to just survive the burst that's going to be coming through from Innocent and Stormy is the big question. Because JP, he knows he's taken a lot of damage. He would much rather have the Immortality so that he can be back up when he gets taken out. Which is, by the way, the main win condition of Selangor Red Giant. Sanford with the Bravest Fighter walking up again. It's going to be the AOG coming through. Flicker in for Sanford. Goes for the stun. Finds Stormy in the back line. Forces the Flicker out. And now it's a collapse for Oheb. Sanji in the back. Liver to flash again. Tsunami Slam to bring Cram to give Oheb a mega kill.
Big plays being made by the side of Team Liquid ID, but their timings are immaculate. They're forcing these fights against SRG, knowing that they can get something out of them. As long as they don't trade 1-for-1, this is going to be an absolutely free lord in their hands. 13 minutes into the game, Team Liquid are making a statement to SRG. Game 1, that's just a one-off thing.
They're going to time it too. They don't want to take it right now. They know they need to take it after 40, I guess?
40.
Yeah, so they want to play with the next wave, not this one. They want to have time to build up those big waves because they know how good the wave clear is for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports.
And it's especially dangerous, right? Because if Team Liquid want to siege against SRG, JP has to commit the AOG, and that's not something that they want to do. They want SRG to launch feathered airstrikes, to use the Tsunami Slam first, so that Sanford and JP have an easier time to pinpoint the location of the backline and where that battle is going to flow. Sanji, I think, probably has to take the brunt of the damage, right? He can't really get into these fights just yet, and I think stealing away Stormy's ult has been a big problem. When he does get it, it's a heavy win for Team Liquid. When he doesn't have it, he's just chilling, waiting. Maybe Cram runs a little too far forward and he can slow that peel down. If he can terrify Sakai's, it's already a big win.
Gideon, they know the timers. They know Stormy and Innocent won't have the Flicker ready by the time the Lord comes into base. So they're looking for the punish. Sanford with the Bravest Fighter over to Skies in a 1v1 situation. Good Thorn Rose. Oh, a battle here in the mid lane as well as the Lord is able to charge down and get the turret. But Skies is so far away, but he's baited in the time. He's already distracted Team Liquid. They couldn't punish Stormy and Innocent without the Flicker, but they will find Skies. It'll be delayed. Skies is doing a good job at just buying time. Restream coming in and the Phantom execution too. But it is inevitable. Last shot. We get a display of those clean punctures before it happens. AOG! Flicker up and it's down again.
So good. So very, very good. That's why, when we're talking about the Emperor's Eye, we're talking about just a full view of the map. You would imagine that with those phones that they can only see so much, but Team Liquid, they see everything on the map, and the same goes for SRG. These punishes are huge because now that somebody doesn't have that flicker, no huge plays are going to be made. Here we go!
Sanford again with the Bravest Fighter, wants to go for it, but a Tsunami Slam locks him down, and JP goes over the taunt. Sanford with the flicker backwards again. Turret dealt with already as Carl shoots out the Mountain Shocker, but it doesn't land on anyone. Ooh, that damage! The horse is down, and no, I'm not talking Liquid. I'm talking Cram on a Hylos.
Oh, Cram, he's not having much of a game right now. And Team Liquid are having the time of their life. 13-10, 11K gold lead. Most would say that this is, or what I would like to call it, the checkmate angle. However, SRG will hit 42K of their own, but Team Liquid have so many more resources, so many more options when it comes down to the fight. They can start swapping out their immortalities mid-fight if necessary. Winter Crowns might even come into play, but for the time being, it just looks like they just need SRG to make that first move. Ooh, Sanji going to be completing the Winter Crown first. There's a chance he might make a play of his own.
I think it's just for survivability, right? He's been placed in very tough situations. This Valentina has really just been mostly utility than it is damage. Yes, he is doing damage, but for the most part, you see the glorious pathway. You see the tsunami slam. It's not much of the feathered airstrike being stolen over by from Liquid, and I think it's for a good reason too. They know they have enough damage. They just need to peel and give space for Oheb and Tlph to dish out that damage. So now it's the Lord Dads. Bottom wave, good for Liquid.
Here's the conceal. They're gonna try. Cram takes it first.
There you go. That's a damage. Cram should be falling here. Goes in for the stun. As Skies walks up too. Cram actually survived with the glorious pathway. 1v1. The goat goes in and wins it out against the Prince. This will be free. SRG are running back to base.
He got hit by the turtle boats. The guy's unable to outplay it. Tlph, he's probably laughing to himself. He's like, come on. Lancelot, I'm the Lancelot guy. I am the guy. I have a skin after me, sir. Please show me some respect. You can't 1v1.
Sanford, you're pretty good. Very good. Tsunami Slam coming down. Oheb. Zaman forwards. Tlph in the jab. Oh, wow. That's actually a full dive over. Traceless to get away. Oheb still doing a bit too much damage. Jones will lose his immortality too. Carl handling the mini wave. That's 2 members down. Skies will be back up in 1. Innocent holding it down, but without Sanford, can they still look for the siege?
They could try. Innocent still has ults to work with. Oh, they've got Feather Airstrike, but they need a stall.
JP taking very low penetration, clips him. Innocent in the back trying to cut away. Oheb gets it, and with the godlike, Sanji freezes up, pops the Winter Crown, and the answer is yes, they can.
Woo! The Liquid Stampede is already gearing up. They're looking for that momentum on their side. The gallop has begun. Let's see if it turns into the full run. Holy, that was a good game.
Oh my gosh. Hey, the Liquid fans in the building are brutal with him, man. They've just been emoting all around. You can see them here.
Wait,
and if
does
you guys,
does that guy have an NXPE?
He does. Hey, shout outs to Midnight. He was NXPE.
He was. This has been a fun game so far. And I mean, both sides have really shown their true colors in terms of, hey, you give us control over this game, you give us a little bit of lead, we're going to be running away with it.
Oh, man. It's just crazy to see the early game pan out the way it did. You know, we expected Turtle 1 to be massive, but maybe not that crazy. Innocent getting 2, 3 early kills was ridiculous, but then the recovery. We talk so much about the Stampede that we forget how clean they can be even when they're behind.
I mean, their fights have been looking a lot better this time, and I think this draft definitely allowed Sanford to have a much better time. I mean, let's not forget, the one thing that I was a little concerned for is Innocent's item build. He decided to go for the Halberd as a 3rd item. I was thinking maybe a Haas Claw might have kept him alive in a lot of these fights, considering that Sanford was like gutting out. He was looking to line up both Farsa alongside with Beatrix in one line so he could knock him down like bowling pins.
Yeah, so we're going to throw it over back to Mr. Lefelion.
Thank you very much, Mr. Merkoyan. It looks like without the Akai as well as the CC, Sanford can finally be comfortable in its own shoes because he had a performance of a lifetime. And I agree with the casters. Like, the KDA doesn't really do justice on the things that he did on the game just now.
Yeah, I can't help but agree, and I love the point that you made that it just felt like Tlph could do whatever he wanted in so many of those fights, and even though it didn't seem as flashy as you would normally see on a YSS, it was still overall very dominant in that game.
Yeah, I mean, even the timings, after he does make use of the bravest fighter, I think that's another thing too, because typically when someone goes in, you find an immediate punish through the Tsunami Slam, but the Lapu Lapu does not seem to be the best target to do that, and he gets to immune himself right after, land the Land Shakers with such well timings and precision towards the Farsa. Often it happened towards the Farsa against Stormy.
I kind of feel like we got to go back to what Kid Bomba has been saying throughout the draft. He feels like Yisunshin is too strong, you got to ban that out, and he really does not like that high loss going up against the Lapu Lapu. But to be fair, it looks like this was all planned because, again, you waited for Red 4 to get Cram's hero, and at that point, there's really no other options. They pick up the high lows. They themselves ban out the Ruby, so even that option was not there. So, I don't know. Trex, looks like first pick blue side is still superior.
Definitely still superior blue side just overall. I think from today to yesterday, it feels like the favored side. But Tlph just was able to control that draft so well.
And you know what? Coming back to us, now we have a series. We say thank you to Kid Bomba, but now welcome back, Mr. Leoman. How did you feel watching the second game?
I had so much fun not just watching the game, but also leading up to it. My patron, my avatar, Kid Bomba, did so well. Again, repping the Bombanatics from Manila to Riyadh. He spoke of how these picks determine what these two teams are capable of doing. And watching game one, watching game two, I think there's one thing that SRG OG kind of leaned hard on despite some factors changing around the draft, and that's range. You look at their game 2 draft and they committed so much to range. They got the Farsa, they got the Beatrix. But after that, what do they have? They were forced to play passive in the XP lane, and that changed the dynamic of effective range. Because once you got in your face, once 40 got there, and once JP jumped the gun, and once Ohib is in your face, what do? What now? And that's what made game 2 so winnable for Liquid.
Yeah, honestly, it was an amazing game. Looking at both strengths, Liquid showed their strength, SRG OG showed their strength. By the way, while we're here, I just want to say, I think we're all in agreement. We love Kid Bomba as a player. But in case he wants to retire, I kind of feel like being on the panel, it's kind of good for Bomba.
He looks great. We got a seat ready and warm for you whenever you want it, Bomba. Several. Any region, just pick.
Just say so.
Imagine the entire idea about the Lapu flex.
Yeah. And honestly, like, I kind of feel like there's a lot to digest, even for us panel. So we're actually going over to the stage where I heard we're giving something away. So you know what, stage, I hope you're ready because we're throwing it over to you.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Amazon Arena. Now, what a series it has been so far. It is currently 1-1. It is very hot and everybody here can feel the intensity of the matches. But because everybody's so intense right now, we went around asking the audience if they want skins. Do you guys want skins? And because of that, we actually have 3 lucky audience with me here today for the Metro Zero skin giveaway. However, before that, I want you guys to take a moment to look at our beautiful cosplayer. Hey, so what hero are you cosplaying today?
Hello everyone, and I'm cosplaying Ixia and her Commander Invoker skin.
Ooh, very nice. I'm pretty sure everybody thinks it's very pretty and you look so pretty today.
Thank you so much, Rose. Hello sa mga Pilipino dyan! Let's go!
As we can see, our cosplayer is rooting for Team Liquid. However, over here we have our 3 lucky audiences. Hello, what's your name?
Marte Cometa.
What should I call you?
Teng.
Teng. Okay, so are you ready for your first question?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay. I will give you 4 options and you pick one, okay? Which of the following heroes is featured in the Metro Zero campaign? Is it A, Beatrix, B, X-Borg, C, Ling, or D, Martis?
X-Borg.
Are you gonna lock it in?
Locked in.
It is correct! Congratulations, Kuya!
That's pretty good. You know, we got apparently 2 Liquid fans and an SRG fan here, so, you know, things go as they do. But I have a question for you. First of all, what is your name?
My name is Alejandro.
Alejandro. Well, let's see if you can wow us today, Alejandro. Our question is, the Metro Zero set is set on which mode of transportation? 4 options. A, airplane, bus, train, or spaceship?
It's a train.
Oh, and it is correct! There you go. A second win with us here. There's still one more key.
Yes. For our final audience, we have over there, he is wearing an SRG OG jersey. Hello! Okay. Hi, what's your name?
My name is Silas.
Okay, Malaysian.
Yep, Malaysian.
Hello, Abang, how are you?
Good, alhamdulillah.
All right, Abang is very, very good. So, Abang, your question is, which of the following heroes is featured in the Metro Zero campaign? Is it A, Cho, B. Kimmy, C. CC, or D. Roger?
Roger.
Is it correct? It is correct! Congratulations! Now all three of them will be walking home with a Metro Zero skin.
That's a cool time. That's a fun time. All three people got their skins. We have wonderful cosplay on here. And our grand final, best of 7, is tied 1-1. Riyadh, are you ready for more? I can't hear you. I'm sure you can get louder. Are you ready for more? Then let's send it back to our panel.
Thank you very much. We're ready for more. And now we already have 2 games, a maximum of 5 more. And here's the thing. We're going to be jumping into draft very, very soon here. So again, we have to assume that SRGOG will be picking up blue side again. Now the question is, will we see an adjustment? Because in game number 1, Tlph, they banned out the Kalia. Will they change that out with banning out the CC?
I think there's definitely the possibility. I don't think they let the CC through again, at least first pick for SRG. If they do, then they might not pick up Fredrin. I don't know. I think we're going to see a lot of different ways this draft's approached because for the first time in the meta, it's so open that you can take so many different avenues.
The question is, if they do open the CC, because since the meta's so open, you might as well find solutions rather than avoid the problem entirely. Does Sanford have a Paquito in this current metagame? Can he do that, or are they willing to roll the dice and say, do Lapu, wait till level 4, then get out of there?
Yeah, because even Onic, even teams yesterday, they've been trying to pull off the entire Paquito into the CC matchup because it does do well. And even Kid Bomba, like, behind while the game was going on, we did ask that to him too, and he did say that Paquito, yeah, is such a good pick against the CC, but it hasn't been as effective yet in terms of converting it into wins.
I don't know. Personally, for me, I tried to punch a yo-yo before. I lost. What about you, Trex? What's your thoughts on this?
I think we might be heading too far into the CC. I don't think that was the only problem completely in game 1. Like I said, I think the Akai, the Grok, Carl TZ had no play in those turtle pits.
By the way, right now, looks like we have a quote coming in from Innocent. It's hard to defend your title because every patch favors a different team. Even throughout the tournament, the meta changes. During the group stage, it was about team fights and it was about tank junglers in the knockouts. So we're lucky to make it to the grand finals again, which shows even in a span of 2 to 3 weeks with nothing really changed in terms of patches, the meta can shift.
Even in 48 hours, the Innocent Beast could have added one more line to that, and now in the grand finals, in the last day, it's about the EXP lane, because that alone might be what dictates the team that gets the win in game 3. I would like to think if that's solved, the next problem is indeed, yeah, we were on the way to this anyways, the jungle, because the Akai is so good against the Fredrin. If the US engine is not open and Carl TZ defaults to the Fredrin, do they ban the Akai? Is there room in the draft to do that?
I mean, teams, or at least based on what we've seen, don't necessarily bring out the Akai in the first phase. I think it happens once. Yeah, it did happen once.
In game 1,
in
it
game
happened.
1.
I feel like SRG is the only one that picks it early, yeah.
So SRG is a team who might be confident enough to introduce this entire idea of the Akai countering the Fredrin whenever they do like. So yeah, it's going to be tough for Team Liquid if they want to stick with the entire Fredrin jungler for Carl TZ.
What if from Red, they ban everything and only allow the Fredrin for SRG and do Red 3 Akai? Because Carl TZ plays a mean Akai, we know that.
Yeah, we'll see. Because personally for me, I'm actually in a different angle. I agree with what you're saying, but instead of the Akai fighting against the Fredrin, I kind of feel like it's fighting Sanford. I feel like that's the one that we're really looking at here. SRGOG betting out the Arlet, and now Tlph betting out the 1-1. Looks like the Lancelot getting banned still. So at least for SRGOG, they want to go back to what worked.
It is quite crazy how we're in a meta right now where you have to literally think about multiple lanes and how you're going to counter them. From mid, with the Farza Jushin, with the CC and EXP, with the Kai Fredrin. I mean, all around the board, these teams and coaches have to think multiple steps ahead for this.
I like it because this shows that this is indeed the best of the best.
Yep. The Lapu will be banned out too by SRG.
Talk about EXP dominance.
So much adjustments in the draft. So this just means that the YSS
They want Yusichin, yeah.
will be open for SRG.
Not just even the Kalia, even the Farsa, the Fredrin, Akai, Baksha. Like these heroes are all out in the wild now, and Liquid denies it. Coach RC wagging the finger. Nah, no can do. Coach Arc. So they do get at least that comfort on Yums.
So do we think we see the Basha pick up from TLPH +1? Kalea's the comfort pick. With Lapu already gone, what's next on the prowl list for EXP? Honestly, CC Lapu gone. I feel like it's a much more open pool now, a safer pool at that.
At this point, we might even see a Terizla.
I mean, the Phobius has been one of the considerations too previously, but it hasn't been that high in priority considered the other XP laners which came into play recently. So now they just go with the Baksha and Jusin.
I would like for this Baksha to be flex. We know that it's most likely going to be in the jungle, but I like Red 3 as that stopper for Sekais. Because, again, the Akai is such a game changer. If they go and leave Red 3 here and don't attack the rest of SRG's first 3, then I think they're missing out.
I don't know. I think they could just pick up the Akai maybe again. I think it can also do okay against the Basha. Heavy spin, dominate in the turtle pit, put a Farza behind it right here. I think overall solid. You get the counterplay against Zushin. I think it's comfortable.
I think you might even consider an early glue, perhaps, because that is one of his signatures. But it looks like they go for the Joy as well as the Farsa here. So SRGOG, they still want to go for that assassin.
Yeah, I like the idea simply because it helps the Kalea be able to perform a bit more. The Joy can be the one to potentially dive in first, force out the Purifies, especially from key targets like the Jushin. I mean, that's the only one revealed for now for Team Liquid. And then the Kalea would feel a bit more encouraged to land those skills, those crowd controls.
So last pick on the side of TLPH. They got a jungler in, possible flex to roam. Mid laner, do they lock in gold lane here to at least have advantage there? The Granger's been getting tossed to the side, but I still think it's very solid.
Yeah.
I can feel like Moskov is a consideration.
Against the Joy, yeah.
Unless they're planning for another Harith. So they save their gold laner for later and pick up a Hayabusa.
Oh, such a great counter, the Joy.
Don't need to rush the gold laner, because again, you're on red 4. You get red 4 immediately after the bans.
So now it looks like it is going to be Assassin going up against Assassin. Again, this is two teams that really like to rush the tempo here. So, Trex, looking at the composition, what is Team Liquid missing at this point?
I think I'm still
Cram still has a ruby, by the way. It's still out and untouched. Now the question, what if that's the only thing left and at red 4 suddenly, Sanford steals it? We haven't really seen much crazy picks from Liquid, save for the Alpha and the Hylos yesterday. But what if here they start to do that in pursuit of the trophy?
If they steal the ruby here, it's a very clean pickup.
Yeah,
because honestly, the pick would work for either side in multiple positions.
Right.
I like it. I think if SRG gets it, it's a saving grace possibly for themselves. Badang ban on the blue side, finally on to red 4.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's a pretty good ban as well, because you don't want that disruption going for SRGOG. So now Team Liquid, this box is still a question mark. If they want to keep it flexible, they can choose their gold laner here, but again, that's going to expose them to SRGOG. So instead, they're going to take away that glue instantly. And again, this is a good pick for them, but also a very good deny.
Yeah, and the ruby still looks like a good option. Like, especially in terms of just sustaining yourself overall, considering that the glue can split up into a lot of mini glues.
But the beauty of this is when SRG picks the Ruby, if they do pick the Ruby, Liquid has last dibs. Oheb can protect himself. He can pick a hero that doesn't care about said Ruby in Cram's hands.
I mean, I think at this point, SRG, you do something like the Ruby. Hilda got banned out, so that's not there. The guitar? No. Yeah, I mean, Ruby Granger, I think you pick up the Granger maybe here for a little bit of range and just try to play it safe to stay out of the range of the Lantern and the Hayabusa.
Not unless it's Innocent who wants to play it. So we hear they pick up the Phoveus instead and the Granger. Okay, we're going back to the Phoveus for SRG. I feel like it's still going to be a decent matchup going up against the glue.
I would still say it's a bit glue favorite here, but now seeing the Granger, Moskov, Iritel, basically everything except Harv is open now.
The world is Oheb's oyster. SRG played on the defense while in blue. That, I think, is the genius of this draft. Liquid have found that hero that lives in your face, rent-free. It's that glue. Now they can pick any of these heroes. I don't think they need to really go out of the box.
If they want a bit more dive, the backline, the Claude's there. Although they have to really consider the Joy and a Purify hero. So they go for the Moskov, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, Moskov is a good pick going up against this Granger as well as the Joy. So Trex, final thoughts looking at the draft here.
I think that Hayabusa pick completely threw a wrench in SRG's plans, and at this point, TLPH definitely from macro to team fight control. I like the draft.
Well, thank you very much, panel. You guys have been amazing. And now we're about to start game number 3 in this grand final. So we're going to throw it over back to Gideon and Mirko.
Thanks, panel. 1-1, the current score between SRG and TLPH. Nobody has broken the curse of red side just yet as blue side reigns supreme. We go into match number 3 hoping something will change. If not, it might just be another blue side victory. Welcome, everybody. The grand finals continues here today at Mid-Season Cup 2025 at the Esports World Cup live in Riyadh is showing us everything we've wanted so far. Let's bring it back. It's going to be SRG on the blue side facing off against Team Liquid on the red for anybody just tuning in. Let the battle begin. Sakai's starting on his orange, Carl Teasy on his purple.
Yeah, you can really see both teams starting to respect each other in the drafts here, coming together and really just forming a composition that definitely we wouldn't see in like game 1. Right? Like they're letting go of a lot more picks, they are opening up so much more, but they're also denying so much more that we've seen in game 1, game 2. So at this point, yeah, I agree with Blofeld. I really like the glue into the Phoveus. Thing is though, all Phoveus needs to do is just win out the early game and set SRG up for a good early games to just weather the storm. Because like again, TL want to snowball with this composition with the Hayabusa, Juice, everyone on their composition really wants to just snowball and take control over after Turtle 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we're seeing a lot of that struggle come down from the EXP side. Like Cram, if you look at the emblems, he's decided to take Concussive Blast because he doesn't want to interact with Samford, right? And Samford, he's like, okay, sure, you clear decently fast, but I'm going to try and freeze underneath my lane, and I'm also calling JP to my side of the map just to make sure that if you are going to hit level 4 in time, there's going to be a brass tax on your HP. He's hoping to chunk him out at least 50% of it.
Okay, taking a look at the emblems here. Nothing too crazy. Tenacity, Vitality for Sanford, so he wants to be very, very tanky. Just knowing that this has been a pattern. When you're on the glue 2, you're very vulnerable. You have to go for the flicker, and Kaleas usually punish that very early. So having a little bit more sustain will be great, and Team Liquid are already en route to that first turtle. Pryo over for Sanford, Pryo for Sanji in the mid lane too.
Well, let's keep in mind, Stormy also took the Wilderness Blessing on his side. He's not going for the tenacity, he's not going for pull yourself together, right? It's all about rotating fast across the map as soon as possible. First turtle, now contested.
Yeah, Sanford putting the stacks down on Yums and Cram. It's fully loaded on Cram. He will lose it now on Yums. Puts the stacks down. And Carl is still taking it slow. Meanwhile, Sky's over there. That's going to be the jump forward. Sanford able to play again. Has it fully stacked up. Mount, and he will be able to go for it onto the Phoveus. All alone, has Dark Wave, able to go back and forth. So Oheb lands the SOD and comes into the fight. But Innocent does the same as he walks by. Crab still going in with the Infinite Pursuit. Sanford still in the midst of it all. Now Sanji picks up the kill, and that's the retry from Carl Teasy.
A long rotation. Oh, The shadows are close. The shadows are very, very close, but
Hey.
it's so clear. No, he's not going to kill him here, right? He's used the quad shadow. Sanji's nearby. Oh my god!
Skies just ran him down. Knew there was no quad shadow. Carl went a bit too ham, and he pays for it with his life.
I'm surprised that Sanji didn't immediately show himself. Even he was questioning like whether or not this was going to happen, but it's not over. Stormy gets picked off in the mid, and now they're finally trade back into JP.
It's not the best of trades, though. It's still great for Liquid, just because, again, Stormy was taken out. They only got the roamer here. Roam for mid, Liquid still with Prio, but SRG, they have the kill lead in this game. And Skies should have a bit more to say now, as he was able to take Carl TZ down. So more space to farm to get that lead for Turtle 2.
I think there is a bigger argument. It's time to rehash the Farsa ult, or are we going with the Jushin ult?
Yeah.
Because right now, this 2v2 is heavily in favor in Sanji's. All because Baxia is part of this equation. Oh, okay. All right. Gets the ult out. Okay, this time, nothing too crazy. At least it's going to expectations. But I want to see whether or not Carl TZ is going to be able to develop a lead of his own, right? With that turtle on his hand, and also picking up an EXP crab, good sacrifice coming in from Sanford's side, it allows that full level lead from Carl.
And then we're back to just setting up again the old game of just waiting for neutral objectives here. Bram is going for it again. Skies walks up, but there's no kill threat here. At least there shouldn't be. Sanford can just walk away with the longs back to turret.
It's just big chunks, looking for anybody to make a mistake in lane, and there we go. I mean, SOD as well as JP, the fact that they're pressuring so much. Wait, did they spot Stormy out?
They just really want to deny that. Oheb blinks away. JP pops the Revitalize, and Innocent is able to get his hands on the cannon minion. Now it's the invade down below, as they've seen a lot of those members from SRG rotate up top Turtle.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Stormy was willing to sacrifice his mid wave for this. Oh, okay.
Cram's out of the fight.
He's done for us.
Skies walks up. Sanji still has Crimson Beacon. Will decide to pop it in now. Skies gonna get away. Oh, Sanford with the lockdown of the Flicker already. Now pops the long Tsunami Slam with the Shadow Kill coming down too. And it will be the backline targeted down. Skies still able to survive. Good peel from Cram as Innocent goes for the shots. One last one with that Sonata finding it there. Sanji unable to get the kill back, and it is Innocent with a double.
Look at the instant response. They knew, TLPH understood, hey, it's too late for us. Innocent's already here. You're not going to be able to run away. They quickly steal over that purple buff to enable Carl TZ to maybe snowball out of control for the next fight, while Oheb helps him out and even gets a free push on top side. So take the turtle, take a couple of our members. We're not falling too far behind.
But now it's getting real dangerous for TL. Innocent has secured Skypiercer. We know what he's done in the past when he gets a Skypiercer early. Oheb walks up, stunned up, Purify comes down. He dodges away from the feathered airstrike, but he can't from the Death Sonata. It's JP brought back by the Dark Wave. Just as I mentioned it, it's 2 on the Skypiercer. Make it 3. It's Sanford who buys a little bit more time. What? Maniac as well! Oh my lord, Innocent!
Tell me that this man can do no wrong. It's in his name. Maniac this time. Oh, wait, hold on. Carl's trying, though. He clears the wave with the help of the SOD as well. Oheb is able to recover a little. Luckily, nobody dies just yet. Oh, I was ready to eat my words. I was ready for Cram to go down just randomly.
Oh my lord. Oheb, yeah. Way too aggressive. The snipe from Innocent. And then what happened next? It was JP all alone, but the rest of the team wanted to follow up. They knew Oheb was down, but they just wanted to stick together, and it ended up being so brutal, dude. I mean, the timing could not have been more perfect for me to say, hey, Skypiercer are Innocent, and then that Yums goes in, Tsunami Slam, not gonna go down, and it's another for Stormy this time, not Innocent, who picks up his 5th stack now. It's Stormy.
Okay, it's Stormy. It's 11-3. Okay, we're getting a little bit of game 1 here, but the gold lead, again, the gold lead doesn't seem to be like slipping away from Team Liquid. It's 1.8k. It's not that big of a deal. We've seen them turn this around. We need to see if SRG can close out the game and maintain this lead. I think a lot of that really depends on whether or not Yums gets his fleeting time at an early pace, because once he does, that engine is ready to go. All it just needs is gasoline.
Thing is, Innocent is massive right now.
He's 6-0-2.
6-0-2, 4 kills on the Skypiercer, you gotta remember. So he's at 40 stacks here at the 7th minute mark. And it's going to be tough because TL kind of want to prolong the fights. But how can you prolong the fights when Innocent always has an execute threat ready? Like, you get low enough and you just have to back away.
You just have to back away. He's also got the Malefic Roar as well, so JP's got to be careful.
JP pops a shield unity. Dark Wave landing. Sky's now looking for the stacks again. Able to get full stacks on the electrifying beats. SOD landing too. But it will be a turnover. Sanford already in there. Carl winning the Restream battle. But Tsunami Slam locks him down. But he still has the quad shadow back. Innocent unable to get the executes down as Cram walks it forward. And to what? Cancelled by Oheb. Shadow kill is Sanford with a jump in the back from out of nowhere. And the game is turned on its head.
Woo! What did I tell you? Nothing to worry about. Kill score in favor of SRG. There's not enough gold in the bank to turn it around. Samford, what a play. 2 for 2. His flickers have been immaculate. As you see, TL slowly cover the map and turn it red. Let's look at this fight one more time, right? Because everything looked like it was going well. They even found a Tsunami Slam on the correct target, which was called TZ. However, when you're clumped up this much, and especially since Innocent was looking for an angle with no energy whatsoever, Carl TZ does amazing here by baiting himself, absorbing the shots, and then going in quickly with his Oki shadow kill. Samford saw the angle, and it was perfect.
That was... Oh my lord. What a flank. I mean, he literally saved the fight. That was looking real bad for Liquid. It was looking like Innocent was about to get 4 more stacks, you know? Everybody was so low. They were within the threshold of getting executed, but now they've recovered again. Liquid out of nowhere from sheer team fighting mechanics have gotten themselves back into okay zone. Yes, there's still a lead on Innocent, but the 40 stacks is now, it's down. I don't know how much he's standing on now, but it's not, again, that snowball number that you were expecting.
Yeah, I think he should be down to at least 15 to 20 stacks at this point.
There you go.
Look, 28. 28, perfect. Now, looking at where the gold leads are actually being developed, Cartesi and as well as Oheb already has his 3rd item. He's finished that Trinity build, right? He is so prepared for these upcoming fights. And with that reset on Innocent, he's less scared to get involved in these fights. Obviously, he's going to come in last, of course, but that's not the only thing you should be worried about. Carl TZ having a solid 2-level lead over Sakai's. These neutral fights are not easy anymore. And the worst part is, like, you don't know where Carl is half the time. He comes into the fights super late.
And he's not even the executor here. He's like, yes, he's an assassin, but for the most part in this game, he's just been dealing damage. It's Sanji, I think, who will be the guy to execute members. I believe he will go for the Sky Piercer, just like he has done in the past. And that's the winning angle for Team Liquid. If they can go, there you go, Sky Piercer already. I don't know if he's actually gotten any stacks on it or if he's still sitting at 0. But that's the winning condition. Again, if Team Liquid can dish out enough damage for Sanji to be doing what Innocent's doing, picking up those stacks and executing members, it now becomes tough for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports.
Yeah, I think the worst part is the fact that Samford, he's already got 2 tank items. JP's going to open things up, though.
Cram walking up again, the Dark Wave not landing. JP in the back line is called. TC secures the neutral objective. That's a Tsunami Slam to Sanford, but he's still able to flicker out. Now goes for the Meltdown, and Bracio's back to the team. It's so much damage, the piercing damage. Oheb still there. Sky's doing all that he can, but Carl jumps in with the quad shadow, and he gets Innocent. Now it's just Stormy.
It's too clean, Team Liquid. It looks like they might just be able to break the red side curse. They're going to get one more into Stormy as well. Wings by wings. This and Carl just taking his time, playing with the food.
Holy Shield threw Oheb back. That could have been real bad if he was able to cut Stormy down. It's not an end angle just yet, but it's massive for Team Liquid. They get everything on the map. This tier 2 will surely fall to, yes, Oheb will get it. And now it opens up so much more space for a composition that was already deadly without all this tempo. Now with this tempo, brother, JP on the Hylos against Onyx, he came from the side to kill Sans. Now he can come from any angle.
It's crazy. It's crazy how Team Liquid are playing these fights so perfectly. And I think the worst part is that Samford is making it tough. I think a lot of this fight boiled down to whether or not Cram can get some effective abilities down. And I think that his positioning, more importantly, his tap on the Infernal Suit into the middle of the 4 of Team Liquid definitely cost its Selangor Red Giants the fight. He should have taken his time, and if he was looking to jump on somebody, it was probably Samford first, which he didn't use his ult just yet at that point of time. He knows he's going to get pulled out of position. You might as well start peeling for that front line.
1,200 gold lead for Sanji. Up against Stormy, and Sky Piercer should already be... I don't think he got a single kill actually that fight. But still, they got proper shutdowns, kills over. Now Carl TZ's very, very good amount ahead of Skies. 2,000 gold lead already with the Endless Battle, and he's looking for his last item this game, which isn't going to be defensive.
Yep, he's very, very strong. If he catches anybody by themselves, he probably one-shot them without much of an issue. You can see that they're slowly opening up the map with JP, and I think that's the biggest problem right now for the side of SRG OG Esports, right? Coming for a flank angle is pretty tough overall. Ooh, the Shurikens did not connect to reveal Sakai's and cancel out his recall. But even so, JP and as well as Sanford are the two biggest problems that SRG are facing right now. Sanford, way more deadly, but also it just doesn't feel good to commit too hard onto JP.
Yeah. OHEB just farming up. It's very hard to commit on any of these members, like you said. Damage dealt ranking is all Selangor Red Giants OG Esports. It's Innocent, Cram, Stormy, and Skies before we see a single member from TLPH. OHEB? Oh, lands the SOD, goes for the Spear of Misery. Oh, didn't quite get the angle. But even when you're so far away, the fact that you're able to push in and put in the threat down and now utilize that to take purple buff is good. For Liquid, Conceal. Sky's walking up over to JP. OHEB, no SOD, goes in, Spear of Misery as well. The Federal Airstrike coming down with the Revitalize is right there to provide the peel. And now, Liquid have an angle. Kyle with the quad shadow, jumping in. Cram lifted up, thrown back to the ground now. It's asking the mount down again. Sanju, the Crimson Beak, and Sanford jumps into the back, finding them as OHEB tears them apart. Carl with the shadow kill. Oh, Innocent cancels it out. But in the end, it's still Sanford mounting him. He will find the kill. It's Cram against OHEB and JP. Now a Tsunami Slam over. Sanford,
oh my god,
it's ridiculous.
He's crazy. Oh my goodness, Sanford straddling them. It is over for game number 3. Red Cycler's broken wide open by Team Liquid. They are going to make sure that this is going to be one hard-fought battle of SRG OG Esports are even going to try and climb up this mountain.
What the hell, Sanford?
God.
Dude,
How many resets was that? 2 resets? 2 full resets?
Like, yeah. OHEB, amazing plays. He got the triple. But how the hell did Sanford just do all that, dude? They just facilitated everything.
They gave him glue, they gave him flicker, and that was the end of it. That's all he needed. Just the battle spell and glue's kit.
He turned the game around. He was able to get the 2 in the back. He's assassinated Innocent. We were expecting Hayabusa to be the man. Glue is the man.
Glue is the man. All right, we're going to be throwing it back to our panel to break it down for us. What do you guys think?
Is it too early to say if Team Liquid becomes the champion, Sanford should be the MVP? I mean, like, what a performance coming in from the EXP. I mean, like, to be fair, the entire series, it is all EXP, but Sanford clearly shows how strong he is on this picks.
In this game, the ecosystem, the food chain was very clear. The Apex Predator stands tall on top of everybody, and you stand in his way, you're automatically prey. The innocent beast in that last sequence here, you'll see it now, stood no chance. Like, well, he did kind of like he got away with that until he's like, oh no, I have stacks on me, and then 40 wasn't done.
Yeah, and I feel like for majority of, I mean, we did say the entire focus on EXP lanes, and we put so much emphasis on their performance, especially when they're especially when they're ahead. But in this case, the way Sanford played it was through plays that changed the way the game goes, and it favored their team suddenly just after those 1 or 2 plays that Sanford did, coming in from the back lines and just surprising them with the flickers.
I mean, even with the fact that SRG started strong that game, Innocent started strong that game, and TLPH, all it takes is one big play to flip the table. Like, I love what Gideon said, 2,000, 3,000 gold is not enough gold in the bank to topple TLPH in a game.
Either ways, right now, whenever you're thinking about a draft, you always have to think about that EXP matchup, because at this point, I feel like you're in the grand finals, you just have to be honest. Cram, can you deal with him? And if you can't, someone needs to help, because even Kid Bomba said, looking at all the rotations, you gotta focus going on to the EXP. So this is 2 big organizations. TL, they're just a few wins away to become the first organization to have 2 straight title wins here at the EWC.
In the span of 24 hours. Last night, Magnus Carlsen took it home. We are, what, 2 games away from Carl Teasy taking it home. Big 4 here for game number 3. Oheb, big money, big pockets. Innocent, though, still dealing a lot of damage. So it's not like Innocent can't do his job. It's just, what does the rest of SRGOG do with what he's bringing out?
I would argue he couldn't. Dude, Sanford was too much.
No, he will do a job, but he'll die. And the rest of them will die too. So it's not enough.
Because like it's not just Sanford that goes in. It's also JP. And that happened one time. I think it was in the objective which spawned in the upper portion of the map, where it felt like SRG OG were the ones ahead. Well, they were ahead, but just because of that single play done by JP and Sanford, they could not position themselves at all.
Yeah, half the time, Sanji is the one who's willing to die. That's how beautiful and how well Liquid understands their dynamics. Half the time, Sanji will be willing to go, all right, Crimson Beacon forward, 40, you got the stacks, 40, you got stacks, all right, let's go. That is what makes the whole 3K, 4K is not enough to make Liquid stop. That's literally putting a pillow between you and a stamping cavalry.
It's tough. At this point after game one, it feels like Tlph has kind of found the way to win that EXP lane, have found a way to conquer not just that, but in multiple lanes. You know, we saw it as well in the jungle. I feel like overall, Tlph has grabbed the wheel of the draft once again.
I can't believe the ban on the CC changes the entire flow of the game this much.
I mean, like, to be fair, I would say the entire draft changed as well, because the other thing that happened in game number one was that Akai and even Kip Bomba said there's no way for the Lapu Lapu to play here because there's so many peel, making it so that if you're being obvious that you want to chase after the Farsa, you're going to get punished. So maybe that's something that SRGOG just has to respect. As strong as everyone from TL, Sanford is just leading the charge.
And it's not like they banned the Akai. They just created an atmosphere in the draft wherein the Akai would not flourish. And they gave Sekais, they gave SRGOG an ultimatum and saying, you pick Akai here now, and we punish you. That's how powerful Red 3 is for Liquid. How does SRGOG get out of this maneuver, this trap, this chokehold?
I think most importantly, I think the big whiff on that last one was picking the Joy that early. I don't think the Joy would have ever got banned. I think they could have saved that for second phase. And they immediately opened themselves up to the counterplay of the Hayabusa. The Joy essentially could do nothing in some of those matches. It was completely on the shoulders of Innocent there.
Yeah, honestly, I think that's why I even brought up they should have picked Glue as well as Farsa because it was still open. And at that point, there's not a lot of good counter matchups against the Glue because we saw even Cram had to choose the Phoveus, strong hero, sure, but it is very Glue favored.
I hate to say it, but slowly here in the latter half of the knockout stage, Phoveus is slowly becoming the fall guy. Teams that have nothing to pick for EXP, which has suddenly become maybe the lane to draft for, pick Phoveus and then suffer the consequences. Like, that is the discourse online. That is what people are saying. Like, oh, it's the Phoveus. Blame the Phoveus.
So first he didn't get a skin for years. And now he's the fall guy. And now even the team is like, you know what? We need an excuse. Someone pick the Phoveus. At least people can say Phoveus is like the new Eve on the international stage.
Yeah, I think one of the things we've really learned is you can't, whereas in the past, fifth pick EXP lane was completely okay. It was the meta of drafting, right? Save the EXP lane for counterplay. Now it's like, you better get it in the first phase or you're going to be left with Phoveus.
Yeah, because even in the second phase bans, like they went for all other options. Even the Hilda was taken out there, of course, because they already picked up the Hayabusa, so they needed to make sure that he would have a great time in terms of jungling. But the Phoveus was the only one that was left there. And usually, it was even the immediate response once you're in red side, but that's not what we're seeing anymore.
Honestly, yeah, that's what I want to touch on. Remember back in group stage, everyone bans out the Phoveus, everyone bans out the Arlet, but I was like, no, you take it, you take it.
No, even Liquid bans out the Phoveus. They did this to be able to set up for the Arlet Gambit, but now that SRGOG is on that too, they're like, okay, we're not gonna Arlet. You ban the Arlet, you can have the Phoveus. So it's a chicken and the egg situation now. I wonder how Coach Vecchi and Coach Arcadia are solving that.
At least can I say, I appreciate that now we're in a meta where EXP is so important. Because I feel like it's been so long where EXP is important, but it's never the highlight. It's always the jungle.
Yep.
It's always the gold. Now finally, it looks like EXP is having its time.
Yeah, I mean, and again, I don't completely blame the EXP there. I think it's, you can have one counter on the enemy team, but when Your XP loses. Your Joy can't win against the Hayabusa head up. I think there's multiple kind of cracks starting to show on the line of SRG. And it was the same thing in game number 1 when SRG won. They had multiple winning lanes. You know, it's if you're just losing one, that's okay, but you can't lose all around the board.
Yeah, and that's why they have to be very careful about their picks still. Even though the XP lane has opened up so much, during instances wherein we saw teams previously, even in the group stage or wildcard, pick up the likes of the Benedetta, it still hasn't been going too well for those kinds of picks. And you would essentially think that maybe it is damage XP and it is their era right now, but there still has to be, you know, you need to be a little more particular. It's not just pure damage XP laners that matter.
And this isn't just assumption or perception kind of thing because CC and Lapu-Lapu are such big picks, even Glue now after game 3. Armchair analysts watching at home, you guys can check the stats. Even heroes like Ruby get banned because of the side lane, the EXP lane prio. Heroes like Uranus, who have always been, you know, ever since that patch 1.9.90 has been a big pick, can still somehow rear its ugly head in the ban. So already there's half a dozen heroes you have to consider. Half a dozen heroes that are dictating what you can do. I'm not even mentioning the Esmeralda, which got banned last game.
So do we think, here's a question. We saw the Lapu and the CC both get banned in first phase last time. Do we think that if the CC's banned, SRG could leave the Lapu open and first pick it on blue side? If the CC's that good, is Lapu have enough value of first picking up front?
I kind of feel like if SRG picks up the Lapu, might be a bit dangerous because I kind of feel like that is Sanford's hero. I'm pretty sure he's played that, I don't know, at least 4,000, 5,000 times. So so he would know what he likes to use against the Lapu.
He's even got into a scuffle with his very beloved coach, Tic-Tac, because there was this video going online wherein Tic-Tac was asked by yours truly, when I say Lapu-Lapu, which player comes to mind? He goes, Edward. And then Sanford took that personally. Sanford took that personally for a good couple of months. He was like, Coach, why?
He felt betrayed.
He did.
You can only be betrayed by those people that you love.
Maybe that's why Carl was so upset about Kyrie.
Comparison is the death of happiness.
I shouldn't have asked that. No, it's on TikTok. It's on Coach TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, you threw him. We all knew what the answer should have been.
You could have said.
You didn't say Benedetta or anything.
What's with the players and the coaches nowadays of Team Liquid? Even yesterday, Carl was like, so do you think RC's the better coach?
Excuse me, sir. Which child do you love more? Dude.
That other family's kid over there. Coach Tick, come on.
Either ways right now, looking at the matchup, the score is 2-1. Team Liquid has the advantage here. SRGOG, even though they got first pick, they were defeated in the previous matchup. We'll see which pick they decide on this time. But folks, looks like the big question really is on that EXP. Cram versus Sanford. This is going to be the biggest conversation we're going to have all throughout the Grand Finals.
So at this point, if it's a tough spot, my question is, now that Tlph has won blue side and red side, it's a huge advantage, right? We know that blue side has essentially, I think, been the stronger side for a lot of teams, but Tlph has shown that we can outdraft you either way. So SRG really has to think of something big here.
But it's always what? Because I kind of feel like Yisun Shin, CC, and 1-1 should not be let through. And so far, their priority has been Kalia all the time. Will the priority change after this?
Herbert, Trex, they already opened up the series with a surprise. They showed us the Grok, and that was a game changer. They brought back the Akai, answered the Fred, and answered Sanford. That was big. Is there a way for them to go back to that? That's what I'm looking at.
I think there is. I think the Akai could be clean again. I think Grok, things like that, show that they work very well. Again, for me, the last draft, the big mess up was the Joys.
Okay. If they're gonna plan to go to that same draft or something similar to that draft, then this is likely gonna be the Lancelot ban next for SRG, because I believe that was the same pattern that they had in game number 1. But Team Liquid Philippines, I wonder if they're planning to change things up a bit too. Because they could also opt to not let SRG get their hands on their expected prio picks, such as the likes of the Kalea. And there you go.
So SRG very telling. It's them switching it up.
Yeah.
This is a surprise to you, a surprise to many. And this is what Trex was asking for, a different approach to the draft. Some way, somehow, make Liquid second guess themselves. And in the spirit of the Grok in Game 1, in the hands of Yums, put a wall between you and the stampeding cavalry, because that's one way to stop them. Make them slow down. Make them play at a pace they're not comfortable with.
Well, I think what's huge about this Kalea ban is we're telegraphing we don't want Kalea first pick. We want to switch things up.
Yeah.
CC is banned out. Lapu still banned out.
Somebody's getting a YSS or a Lance.
Yeah. And
Looks like Lance. Do you
Lance
first
might be
pick
it?
Lance
Yeah.
though? Do you first pick Lance?
I feel like you
don't give it a. You have to.
You only first pick Lance if you don't want that Akai. Because I feel like that's the big conversation. Do you want a carry or you want a utility? Because carry, Landslide is the best. But if they want to play utility, the Akai is the best. But then something else is going to be first pick. Is there any priority EXP right now?
I think
you go Lance. Yeah, you have to take the Lance.
Because I was
you can dash through the glue still if it gets picked up.
It's a lot of glue dashing, man.
So TLPH, do they take the high boost or do they go the Fredrin here? I think they maybe just go utility here with the Fred.
Do you risk the Akai flex from Yums?
How likely is it that we see it from Yum? But that's Yums though.
I'm not even discounting the fact that maybe Cram has a pocket Akai. Who knows?
I mean, like Yums does have the largest pocket here.
Yeah.
Instant glue pick against the Jushin. SRGOG, they only had minutes to think about how to deal with Team Liquid. If they have an answer for the glue, it has to come out soon.
So do you Faramis in first phase?
I was gonna say, do you Faramis first phase? Or
honestly, with the changes in glue, I don't think that's counter, because you guys saw the very last moment how quickly Sanford got off of Innocent and then immediately got onto Stormy. As a Faramis player, it's so hard to deal with that.
It seems like he always gets to mount on a certain member in that last fight or in that last game.
Oh, we don't have to be so absolute about it. It'll slow down the hopping from side to side. But instead, they're not falling for it. No Faramis, not around here. Instead, it's a Stormy special, the Farsa. And then for the first time in a while, a Uranus. So this is your XP lane matchup, the glue versus the Uranus.
I wonder how Kid Bomba's gonna feel about the Uranus.
Let's call him.
Because like he disliked the high loss. He disliked the high loss earlier.
I like this better than the high loss.
Yeah, but that's true. So
because high loss has 4 legs, Uranus has none.
Yeah, he just floats around.
He
can float right to the back lane and harass people.
Oh, but the thing is, like, Cram did it once in the group stage. I hope it doesn't happen again here, where he just cuts the lane too far in, and
there's no way he's gonna, you know, die first blood again.
There's a Uranus specialist in the crowd. The General Dilar is watching.
Oh.
So he would have a...
come here. Let us know.
Very strong opinion about this matchup.
So what's his opinion?
I'll check in with you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Shoot a text. Figure out.
Or I'll check your phone.
All right, so bands coming in. Red 4 after that.
Honestly, this is a good time to flex any EXP friends you guys know.
Yeah.
And just bring them onto the panel. Banning up the Harif here. Yeah, I kind of feel like they got to slow TL down a little bit.
What was that, the Bruno ban?
Good ban. Maybe they want the Granger.
Yeah, and that's one of the... I mean, the Bruno... I think, so what, SRG, you ban the Granger at this point, right? With the Bruno ban, you're kind of showing that that's what TLPH wants. Then you just have Moskov left, Erthil, the pool gets small. We saw Innocent on the Beatrix. It looked good, even though they lost. It looked good overall.
I mean, like, to be fair, Innocent has been making everything look good.
I mean,
that's fair.
But here, though, there's no Kalea. I feel like they've been pairing the Beatrix always with a kind of hero who
And this is it. Oh, wait, that's a Romehilda?
Wait. Oh.
Romehilda.
It's an in-your-face fighting lineup from Liquid.
I mean, I kind of feel like when you have a Jushin, you need someone like that, right? That's your best friend. So now SRG, after seeing the Hilda, how do they respond?
They need heavy crowd control, I think, at this point. They need something that can either slow down the Hilda, something that can... I mean, they have zero crowd control currently other than Farza. We've been talking about the Ruby for a while. Could be a possibility in the hands of Yums.
Ruby, Gato. Oh, no. Yeah, the Gato's still there.
Oof.
The Badang's the only one that's banned so far. So... Oh! Is it Kimmy Gold?
I'll be damned. It's a gold lane Kimmy. What's interesting here is they blind picked this gold lane Kimmy. Because Oheb can do anything, but I don't think Oheb should Irithel. Because he'd be dead, or at least half dead by the time he's in effective range.
Kimmy has been looking good at mid, but this is new. Being in gold, I wonder how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah. So
I'm not crazy about it. I don't know. I like the Claudia. I think at this point it's like, hey, Oheb, what do you want? You know, just pick whatever.
So Briggs, final thoughts on the draft?
Tlph does seem like they're going to be able to keep themselves safe enough. I mean, the Hilda definitely going to be leading the charge, always going to make sure where SRG is going to be planted. And especially Oheb, we've seen several plays with the BMI.
You have
Got word
Yo?
from Dilar. He says the Uranus should be at the advantage.
All right, so now we got to see, does that translate in game? Thank you very much, panelists. In fact, thank you very much, Dilar. But now we got to throw it back to Mirko as well as Gideon for this game.
Thank you so much, LaFell, as well as our panelists. Once again, we're going back at it one more time. Match number 4 in this best-of-7 series. SRG unable to win on blue side. Have Tlph figured it all out? Is this it as we go into the land of dawn one more time? Looking at the compositions, I mean, me and Merkel, we already called it. We were like, okay, Oheb, he can go onto his Claude. He has reason to.
Yep.
But that Kimmy, is that necessary? That Hilda as well. What? And there we have it. First blood achieved as they cheese on the top side.
Gideon, I know we want to talk about that matchup in the gold lane, but we have to talk about the Uranus. Like, all right, we got info from Mr. Dilar, General Man, who's watching probably right now in the venue. But the pattern for Cram, every time he goes Uranus, seems to just be the same. It's a template cut level 1, and TL just read into that. This is what Mythic Seal also did to SRG in the group stage. They saw the Uranus, they bullied him in the lane, stopped that level 1 cut. And I hope it's not going to be the same story, because that was a stomp from Mythic Seal.
It was a stomp from Mythic Seal's side, but SRG, they have to play on their strong side, right? They have to go towards where Kimmy is, and JP right now opening up the map perfectly, knowing exactly where to go, forcing out a very early flicker as well. Innocent unable to land the Starlium just in time.
Yeah.
At the very least, for Sakai's, he's not going to lose. He's not going to walk away from his jungle with that brass tax that we know that Hilda likes to apply on assassin-style junglers.
Quad Shadow not landing. That will give Yums a bit more space to play with. We'll recall back again. And yeah, the Uranus is going to win out of this matchup. But that early kill will definitely set him back quite a bit. And it's, again, quite important for Team Liquid to get the early turtle. That's going to be Oheb walking. I'm actually dodging away from the skills. JP, this could be a flicker. Burns out. Innocent has the flicker. We'll save it. The Quad Shadow comes in, and he's not even given the chance to go and flick out.
He was done, so he knew it. They knew that the jungle rotation was down. Was going to be finishing his clear down on the bottom side of the map. They should have been a little bit more aware here, but now Sakai's looking for something back here. Oh, okay.
JP
still finds the resets.
Yep. Just that, Sanford has the flank already. Oh, it's gonna be the all-in over to Sanford. Cram picks up the kill. JP in the backline as well. Sky spans some execution backwards to defend Stormy as Sanji pops in the Crimson Beacon to get away. Now pops in Lantern Flare as well. It will be the kite back here as JP continues to bully Stormy. Unbreakable cancel call. TZ walks up, shadow kill, and the Retribution securing the turtle now. As that's the Lantern Flare again. Oheb with a blazing duet finding Stormy. He bounces back to the BMI, and it is a win for Team Liquid. Yums has the AOG. Can he get out in time? No cancel out. He gets out with the AOG.
He gets to walk away for free. A great rotation coming in from Oheb's side to participate right at the very end of that. And honestly, catching out Stormy, great communication between Oheb alongside JP. JP already mentioned, hey, Stormy, he's already flickered. He's already used Wings by Wings. If you see him, you can jump on him for free. And Oheb said, say less. Flickers right on top of him.
Now Team Liquid, like, their win condition is on. Like, very early on. It almost felt like they kind of knew the Kimmy was coming, because we were here talking about the Hilda Roam. We were like, all right, I'm not a fan of Hilda Roam. Feather airstrike, that's a taunt. Sanji just gets away with the Crimson Beacon. But then you see the Kimmy after the Hilda, and you're like, whoa, wait a second. Did they just read through that?
I mean, maybe. I mean, but why? Especially when Moskov was available.
Exactly.
So it's a little strange
Oh
to
no.
see.
A big bomb to start things off. The Quad Shadow lands, so he's basically as good as dead. Shadow, oh, Innocent, good timing again. He just doesn't miss on the flicker. AOG, but Sanji has another blink.
They have to communicate here. SRGOG cannot let this lead spiral out of control. This is what Liquid did to them so many times already. And with Oheb already purchasing a DHS, it's going to be really tough for Innocent to win out in this matchup consistently, especially when he has to rely on his passive so often. And you can see that Oheb is just double waving at this point.
Yeah, really wants to get Oheb ahead, and it makes sense. If he does get ahead even further than he is already right now, it's going to be really tough for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports because they want to play a clean front to back. And how do you do that against a composition that can dive you? And it's not just pure dive, it's a dive that's so random. Oheb pops in, the Blazing Duet has the BMI, won't be at any threat to die here, but Innocent is actually going to go for the Traction Pulse. But it won't quite land. Immobilization landing there. Oheb with a BMI backwards again will give the turret over. It'll be a trade up top as Carl gets his hands on the turtle. It doesn't seem like Sky's gonna even contest for it. Lantern Flare almost fully stacked up. Cram just given a bit more space. And Carl's actually not interested in the purple buff. They're just trying to delay Skies as much as they can.
Yeah, that's a very good idea here. They can do this for basically forever with JP
Yeah,
as well as
look at
Sanford being so unkillable, right? Like, come on, use your retributions, guys. We'll force you to do it. Oh,
My lord. The mount down too. They baited out a few of those skills. All right, it should just be, Sanford backing away. JP still in the bush. Oh man, Sky's not given any space. JP wants to make him walk back to base. And it is Sky's having to walk back to base. Innocent in the bottom lane, caught by the shadow kill. This time, no flicker.
Smoke and mirrors once again. Innocent, they knew it. They knew that Innocent's flicker was going to come back up. They had a window that they must punish Innocent, and they find it once again after having full information. JP on this Hilda so far has been disgusting. The amount of pressure he has applied, the pure vision they are getting off of this is more than enough.
And all in again, fully stacked up. He can go for the mount up, but Skies gets away just barely. And Sanford didn't actually have the ultimate up. Oheb in the bottom lane, continuing this push. Look at Sanford. He's not going to give Innocent space. He knows Innocent has flicker. He wants to take it away from him. But luckily this time SRG have two bodyguards to guard him in the bottom lane.
And Sanford's like, I don't even need my top wave anymore. We've already unlocked the bottom side. Let's just let the split pushers do what they do best and start split pushing. Get neutral objectives, get structures.
Quad Shadow landed. He's going to hold on to it now. Oh, last one there. Good move by Skies. Evades from a possible kill over. But he just walks into his jungle to recall again.
He's not finding any gold. He's already fallen behind.
Oh, man.
3 levels behind. Such a whopping lead 6 minutes into the game, especially for Tlph of all people.
Hey. It's a good traction pulse. Skies with the walk up again. Has the puncture. But their composition built to withstand assassins.
They're very thick. And they can keep on fighting for as long as they want to. Now that Oheb has the golden staff, he doesn't mind these long fights. Oh no!
Flank again, the mount down comes in, and JP has already split them up. Sanji in the front has a Crimson Beacon still. Torro's coming down as Oheb jumps in with the Blazing Duet, the shadow kill as well. Used with the AOG back, but now he gets immobilized by Sanford. And mounted off, brought back again. Skies gets killed by Oheb, and Sanford gets rid of Yums.
This game's already done for, right? You can see how much of a lead that Tlph has. It is difficult unless we see a major mistake, but they don't even have the goal to press that advantage. The 4-level lead from Tlph says it all. The fact that Oheb full level ahead of Innocent with 2-0 and 3 as well.
Oh, no.
What are they gonna do about this?
No way, not Cram, that's a tag! Uranus able to flicker out in time. Sanji caught on the Feather airstrike, but he does still have the flicker. Well, hold on to it. Skies walking up. Sanji flicker is out, and he survives baiting Skies. Now it's Carl and Oheb going in as Sanford brings him back. back. A complete wipeout for Team Liquid.
This might just be the fastest game here. There's still the Holy Shield that they have to get rid of, but they will get at least one inhibitor off of this. 3 minions all still alive, and they crush it just in time. The lead is just too big. Team Liquid Stampede, you can feel the ground shake beneath them with a 9.4k lead 8 minutes into the game.
Gideon, we've seen Stampedes. This game right here, this is a Stampede. We got a glimpse of that against Aurora, Turkey. And we get to see it again in the Grand Finals. JP! Oh, he's healing up with the damage from Skies.
He has more EXP than Skies at this point. They are just that far ahead. Look at the player level ranking here. 14, 11, 11, and 10. Nobody on the side from SRG OG are breaking into the double digits other than Cram.
And if you ask Skies to explain how he's so behind, he just goes and says, it's JP's fault. Because it really is. He keeps on going in. This is the classic Hilda matchup against the Assassin, dude. You can see Sanji flexing.
Oh, yeah.
He does not care. Oh, Sanford's joining in. Yums as well.
They know.
They know how far ahead they are.
This is a checkmate angle. It's 11k lead, and there's no contestation for this upcoming Lord. They'll let Carl Teasy do the work. They're allowing Oheb to already not only finish the Trinity. Wait, hold on.
Crimson Beacon. That's an all-in over to Sanford, but he's a bit too... What happened? Up top. Oheb getting a kill on Skies again, JP! Zoning them, and Yums brought back by Sanford. Oh, the quad shot!
Oh!
With a dive, getting 2 of the carries! No Edison, no Stormy! Liquid want to end it right here, right now.
Oh, Oheb, he's making this look easy. The Filipino sniper does it once more, and they've completely wiped them out. They're gonna, you can seal and close this game. I mean, you can try, but it won't even be remotely close. Team Liquid Philippines bring it all the way. They are currently at match point.
The dominance that we've seen just earlier can be explained. But in the game, as Liquid's opponents, like Selangor Red Giants OG Esports, could they even explain how dominant that game was? They didn't know what hit them until they lost in that moment. They were just wiped. They had no answers.
They really didn't. They lost as soon as that first blood came through, and just the raw dominance from JP's side melts down from EXP all the way to the gold, and you can see that compounding interest in Oheb alone. Every smoke and mirror that was thrown up by the side of TLPH, they took advantage of him every single time Innocent used that flicker.
Beautifully done by Team Liquid Philippines. And Selangor Red Giants OG Esports, they gotta go back to the drawing board. They gotta pull off a crazy comeback here to stay in the Grand Finals.
Maybe our analysts have an idea. Let's throw it back to the panel. How do they break out of this?
That is going to be the question, because they only have one more opportunity to survive in this Grand Finals, because as of now, Team Liquid has match point. And like our caster is talking, the game just keeps on going faster and faster and faster. At this point, SRGOG, what else do they have?
It seems like Liquid have reached maximum velocity, and this is the cleanest we've ever seen them. Even though I'm saying that's absolute cinema, that's what we want. But there is a weird part of the script that I don't think any of us expected. The gold lane Kimmy. What was that?
Yeah.
I have 0 words for it. It threw me off, and you know, we saw in game 1 they were willing to throw out some picks that caught us off guard, but they were for a reason. They had a job to do, and the gold lane Kimmy just didn't feel good for me. It made my insides hurt.
Yeah, I kind of feel like because Kimmy, you don't actually auto-aim, you gotta target. And going up against a Claude, it's pretty fast.
And overall, the lineup, usually where we see the Kimmies come in, even for the mid lane Kimmies, have to have people who could literally guard for the Kimmy or stand in the front lines. And I feel like it doesn't just matter for SRG just because of the Kimmy, but also because they needed something to stop TLPH and the speed that they were going at, the way they just keep they just kept pushing in towards SRG, and based on their lineup, they had absolutely nothing to do that. Maybe at most Yums, but that's just the Unbreakable or the AOG, which you still have to channel before you get to land, and he had to use it several times to get away from the stampede of Team Liquid.
For the last hurrah here, this SRG OG has to consider just go back to utility.
I think that's definitely a possibility. If they're going to pick a Kimmy, they need utility in the front line. I think they need to go back to having a hard crowd control setup against a team like Tlph that wants to be all around you and attack. Crowd control's going to win games right now. Look at Tlph. They're focusing heavy on being in your face. You need something to stop that and put them in their place.
And as of right now, so far, the most successful is with that Akai. We're going to see if they're going to be changing it up because, again, this is their final opportunity for them to defend their MSC championship. And Team Liquid is just one win away from making a lot of history, a lot of records, completing their own trophy cabinet, making Team Liquid the first organization to win 2 different titles in the same week. I gotta say, right now, if I'm, you know, the bosses of Team Liquid, I'll be smiling.
You would be more than just smiling. I think the energy in the arena is palpable, and I'm wondering how is Liquid keeping their energies managed, because that's one of their problems, right? Overheating. They have to also watch out for that.
And right now, since we're talking about breaking records, the GOAT Carl, he broke a record as well, a personal record for himself, where I believe this is his 100th turtle on MSC. Talk about breaking records.
Carl has been in 3 MSCs, the 3 past MSCs, and that's where they fell in the semifinals each. That's what Sanford was referring to as the semifinals curse. So imagine the consistency and the skill involved in doing that 100 turtles across 3 years of competition.
As of right now, everything is looking good for Team Liquid. SRGOG again, final chance here. We're going for a short break, giving opportunity for both teams to really think about their own strategy before possibly going to the final game. So don't go anywhere. After this, we're going to resume the Grand Finals.
Level up your gaming experience with over 8 billion playlists, only on Spotify, the official audio streaming partner for the 2025 Esports World Cup.
This land is calling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, Team Liquid is at match point. SRGOG only has 1 point for their team. 3-1 is the score. 4 is needed to become the champions here. Team Liquid 1 step away. This is the English panel here. Leo, you were the one predicting that it doesn't go more than 5 games. At this point, looks like you're on the money here.
That's a lot of pressure to put on me, but that is nothing compared to the pressure that the defending champions are under. SRGOG now, yes, they get to pick their sides. Yes, likely they're going to go blue. But when you're faced with a force of nature, such as Team Liquid Philippines, playing the way they have for the past 3 games, what other options do you have? This feels like, all right, we went from a feel-good underdog sports film to now a horror thriller where it's Liquid chasing you down and there's nowhere to go.
I mean, for the past few games where SRG has been winning, I think the plan was to work around a favorable matchup for Innocent, and that was something we did not necessarily see in the previous game. The Kimi clearly struggled to a certain extent, and they weren't able to really play around their gold lane. So I feel like that might be one of the options they can consider. But Team Liquid 2 just feels like they've already solved this entire idea that SRGOG might be wanting to play.
And I really feel like that's the idea. Stormy and Nissan can do damage, but if Sanford's on them, then it's like, well, good luck dealing that damage. Like, maybe Sanford will die, maybe. But then, so is all the damage along with everyone else.
Yeah, I just feel there's tons of problems that seem to be mounting up around the draft. You add that up with just the pure raw skill that Tlph brings to the table, and again, I came into this thinking SRG are no slouches. As long as they can get a nice, even draft, they can put up a great fight. If they get a better draft, they can win a match. So I think that's where we're seeing most of the problems arise here.
And that's the issue. For the past maybe 2 games, they've gotten subpar drafts. There have always been 1 or 2 picks where we're like, but why? This is that game we're in. There should be none. Every single pick, 1 to 5, should be, yes, that works against what Liquid wants to do.
And now we're jumping straight to the draft here. Possibly the final draft of the game. SRGOG first pick, betting out the Lancelot. Team Liquid betting out the 1-1. At this point, TL should not adjust anything here.
But here's the adjustment coming from SRG here. The Arlot has not been banned yet. The Lancelot, the Lapu, we are sticking a little bit to script here for them, at least in what they've been doing, but are we maybe looking for a possible Arlot pick up front, blue side first?
And if they go for that plan, then SRGOG, we might see another situation where they bring out the likes of the Akai, because the Akai and the Arlot, they do well together once you put them in a single draft.
But if they don't ban the Arlot here, I see Coach RC leaving the Kalea open, most likely, to at least get some sort of response, or throwing out the Bomba bait for them to take it.
Honestly, I'm more worried here because honestly, they are setting up for the Arlit, but if you first pick Arlit, what's stopping TL from picking up Akai?
Yeah.
So is this SRGOG, is this Cram, team captain, taking the reins saying, Coach, we got to switch it up. We got to first pick Arlit.
I think even beyond the Akai Jushin that can be picked up, Tlph might also consider the Fredrin, if that's going to be the case, if Arlot is going to be prioritized here by SRG, just to limit the combinations that we can see from them. Oh,
it's got to be an Arlot up front.
Yeah, that's dangerous. I don't think
super dangerous.
Or pick up Akai first, who knows?
Could be,
maybe the Akai is the bait. Sorry, maybe the Arlit is the bait.
I wouldn't respond to Arlot with Zushin Fred because then the Akai comes in 2-3 blue. So there's the Arlot.
So this should be Jushin Akai here.
Jushin Akai or Jushin something else.
I don't know if I see Tlph picking up the Akai immediately. I just don't know if it's like Things are. This is the most leveled playing field in terms of first phase of draft we've seen in the past 3 games.
Correct. Again, 1-3 so far for SRG OG. Check. It's a equal draft, liquid even, throwing out a few.
Right?
So
Because unless you have an answer for the glue that is not the Arlet, I don't.
But they pick up the Cho, so could they consider another Beatrix or something?
The world is Innocent's oyster, because again, there's a lot of gold laners left, but consider that Oheb will be able to answer to it. There's the Moskov. Granger's wide open. Claude is wide open.
Tlph.
I'll be damned, Harith is open, but you're lacking physical, so this is 99% sure of physical.
How do we like the Cho here?
It's one of those when all else fails, you pick up the Cho. Because
does it win when all else fails, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Hume's signature. But again, there's a time and place. This is gonna be a hard game for the Cho, but sometimes you just gotta throw it up to fate, you know? Like, this is my best hero. If I win, I win. If I lose, at least I have no regrets. So honestly, SRG OG, it does look like they're just going for their final strongest pick. Works or not, this is their last possible chance to extend the series. So thank you very much, the panelists. And now I'm going to be throwing it over to Mirko as well as Gideon to call this game.
Thank you, panelists. Match point for TLPH. They figured it out. Red side is now their side. Despite having hearts of blue, they challenge once again the defending MSC champs. They're not gonna let them take it that easily. They're looking to stampede. They're looking to roar. They're looking to charge into this next game. Good luck to both of these teams. Whatever happens will happen. SRG Selangor Red Giants, OG Esports playing from the blue side. Team Liquid Philippines on the red side. Such a dominant force.
And it's now or never for SRG. They gotta show what they've got here. But the composition, Yes, it's a strong composition. They have now played into the Arlet pick that they went for very early on. But is it really SRG OG? We saw a weird one with Onic ID yesterday against Tlph when they were put on in a corner. And now it does seem like we're seeing the same. Skies on a utility jungle. A whole lot of the picks that we wouldn't really categorize as comfort.
Yep. I mean, it's an interesting composition to play, right? Especially when we look down at the gold side. But now Youmsin as well as Stormy, thanks to this Cho pick, they don't have to interact as much, right? They know that JP is relatively nearby. They want to make sure that Cram has a better time in lane. Unlock him out. Worst comes to worst, if Innocent has to play on that weak side, that is why the Moskov makes a little more sense. Because we were thinking carry. So many tanks on the side of Team Liquid. You just need a little bit more burst. Maybe even a Beatrix would have worked as well.
They needed something to go through these tanky boys, and you can see for Team Liquid, they're playing into it. They know they've got so much tankiness, so they build on it. Tenacity for Sanji, tenacity, vitality for Sanford, firmness for Carl TZ2. Oh man, it's going to be rough, especially if Team Liquid are able to win out Turtle 1, because that basically guarantees second Turtle again, because they're too tanky. There's too much to deal with.
Yeah, they're just too many boys. Cram is going to safely hit level 4 on time. Now they have to quickly get Stormy into that level 4 position as well. This entire time, Oheb trying to punish Innocent as hard as he can. But let's see how they play out, because Carl, he's about to hit level 5.
Yum's gonna go for the Jikundo. Sanford goes in for the final slash, already used up by Cram, but it's gonna be the mount back up again on towards Cram, who's brought back, and it's Sanji with a lantern flare to throw him back. First blood to Team Liquid.
Just way too tanky at this point. Skies is going to get pulled back for now, but Team Liquid can out-sustain. They can keep on doing this. That's why Carl TZ went for the instant invade, and they want more.
And all in again, the mount down ready for Sanford, but he decides against it, takes the guiding win. Youm's with the damage on the Jikundo, but this will be a free neutral objective to Team Liquid.
They had to give that up. They knew that once Cram didn't get an effective final slash, that's where you call it quits. If not, look for a disengage. But it's tough. You're playing against glue on top of the Zushin. It's like trekking through mud. You aren't going to walk away with clean shoes. Oh, okay. That was just, all right, I guess it just takes it, you know? It just eats it.
Hey, man. Stormy needs to dish out damage. I guess that's what they were doing. Innocent in the bush. It's going to be zoned away. Oh, Spirit Misery actually getting a bit of damage back onto Oheb. And if we are talking about miracles, comebacks, Innocent has done that at M6 against CFU on the Moscow. So he's going to have to channel the M6 Innocent. Try to get the comeback here. Sanji has a Purify, has a Crimson Beacon as well. Youm's with the Weighted Dragon, but Sanji doesn't even use the Purify. He just walks away, or rather blinks away.
Nicely played by Sanji, making sure that most of his resources aren't wasted. Youm's didn't use that Flicker as well. Innocent now getting attacked.
No way the Dragon, so there's no risk of JP actually getting picked off. Jikundo, Spirit of Misery. Still, too much sustain, has the Purify still. Will soak in the gold minion, cannon up top, and it's just a slow build-up for the next neutral objective.
It was a good initiation from the side of SRG OG. They understand that, hey, we forced two people to actually go for an early recall. We know that Oheb is too low to go back into the lane, so maybe we'll use this timing to take away JP, and JP knew, you have no way to lock me down. I still have the Purify, worst comes to worst. I still have a Circling Eagle. If necessary, I can just take the damage. For now, SRG, they're looking for scraps. They're looking for anything right now.
But what can they get? They look for picks, but there's a Purify everywhere. There's a Guiding Wind. If Carl TZ does get taken low, he just gets saved by JP. And then there's multiple peel angles too. By Sanji throwing people back, by a re-engage from Sanford, Oheb shooting them down. Again, Youm's trying to go for the pick, but it's difficult knowing the Purify is still intact. Carl with the Shield Unity. Sky's already dashing in forward, and the Turtle Pryo moves over. Shield Unity over to Youm's. Tetsunata on him too. That's going to be the Circle Eagle. Sanford with a jump on Innocent. Gets the full stacks on him. Will be pinned down to the wall, but is going to zone him in the back. Carl kicked out with Weighted Dragon. Sky's able to get a kill. And the Turtle. Cram walking back and forth, but it's Sanji who pushes him back in towards Oheb. Innocent gets the kill on Sanford. And all of a sudden, Hope is in the air for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports.
Okay, so they turned that around. That was not looking good initially, but the fact is Stormy is extremely careful about where Sanford is now. He needs to not get cancelled out as soon as possible. That's why he's a little hesitant to just rip his abilities right off the cuff, especially when this EXP laner is missing on the map. So guys held out well, but Cram, at least he was able to make the play, and now they make another.
Can they even go for it though? Taunt on Carl, he just takes it, the guiding wind gets him back to safety. So it's back to even on the board. Innocent needs to scale up, but SRG know it. They need to play for it. Sanford, a bit overzealous in that team fight on the glue. Went in, did an amazing job zoning Innocent, but then dove in with the mount.
Yeah, almost immediately as well. Cram, he's just trying to control this lane. It's been stacking up. He lost no, he didn't lose too much, not a substantial amount of minions, just one. But at the very least, he's recovered after those 2 happy kills before going down. In terms of the gold lead we've seen, it's really just between Stormy and as well as Cram's side. Innocent is going toe-to-toe, but he's 370 gold down against OHEB at this stage of the game. We need to see Team Liquid quickly try and convert, right? Because SRG, their power spikes, it's coming on the horizon, but it will come in 2 phases. Stormy's first and second item, depending on whether he goes for the Genius Wand into the Glowing Wand or just straight into the Glowing Wand. Cram, honestly, you don't really have to worry about him for the most part. But Yums, if he's a little too tanky, then it becomes a bit of an issue.
Oh, again, it's going to be the initiation on Carl. More of just poke, actually. See, Selangor Red Giants OG Esports have the advantage when it comes to making it to the late game because they have so many more damage dealers. Meanwhile, Team Liquid are really just overly reliant on OHEB for the late game to deal damage, for Sanji to maybe also get executes down if he goes Sky Piercer, but seeing the Granger, don't really think it's going to be a double Sky Piercer angle here. Wait the dragon over to Carl TZ for the airstrike as well. Everything used with the guiding wind gets him to safety. Sanford gets a 3-man immobilization as Skies get thrown back by the Crimson Beacon and Lantern Flare, and OHEB is right there for the taking. It's going to be Sanji with the kill. Cram mounted up. Sanji still with the Lantern Flare again as Sanford jumps in again, but OHEB gets the Death Sonata in. Sanford immobilization, and the chain CC keeps on coming. It's Cram dashing back and forth, but in the end will be lifted up. Carl jumps with the shield unity. JP wants to go for it. It's a 3-man dive, and it's OHEB, the Filipino sniper, with a triple kill.
What am I telling you, man? It's about that conversion, and OHEB finally finds it. He's already got a Malefic Roar in the bag at this point. Sky Piercers going perfectly fine, but the worst part about it all is the fact that Sanford, these initiations, these long fights work out in his favor. You can see that Innocent, he can't just auto-attack him for free, especially when Sanford is on top of a crucial team member. He doesn't want to hurt his own team, but Sanford doesn't mind. And this is costing Innocent free auto attacks for him to eventually reset his own dashes, which he can't do, which is why OHEB gunned him down.
Look at the gold lead already for the Granger. For OHEB on the Granger. It's building up so much and everywhere. It's a lead for Team Liquid. Even for the lane, maybe you would expect. It's also an odd build, but it's a desperate build, and they kind of need it right now. Cram's going full damage. Fury Hammer into the Sea Halberd.
He's going to have to try his best because at the end of the day, it really boils down to can you kill Sanji, can you kill OHEB? Everybody else is, well, basically for free. Oh, no. He's going to try for it at the very least. Oh, going a bit far.
Look at that, Yums. Oh, my lord, not even given the chance to do anything. Carl walks in the jungle. The Stampede is looking good for Liquid, and for Selangor Red Giants OG Esports, hope is all on Innocent. Can he save SRG?
The Team Liquid Riders right now are just holding strong. If they keep up this momentum, this 4.4k is eventually going to 2x very quickly after this mid-tier 1, and they know it. For their airstrike to clear up that wave, and a Genius One finally purchased, but it's 9 minutes into the game. They're so far behind.
They really are. Sanford again with a jump on Skies, and with it fully stacked, you can't really walk up because that's what's going to happen. Mount down, Sanford flickering in again. Yums cannot go for the way the dragon gets lifted up again by the juice hit of Sanji, and will fall for the 4th time this game. Team Liquid, this could be a free lord again. Sanford just taking every shot, and he gets the guiding wind back to safety. Carl gets the lord, an SOD landing, but there's no way he takes it. Sanji again giving Oheb all the space for now another Crab falling to the bullets of Oheb.
There's just too many of them. They deathballed and Team Liquid are bringing it back. Triple kill, making this game fall out of control. Yums cannot find an initiation. They're too closely knit together. 2 turrets off of the take, and now even the Holy Shield cracking under the pressure 10 minutes into the game before the Lord even spawns.
We knew coming into this tournament, Team Liquid were the favorites. We knew that the meta really looked to be molded to their strengths, but what are we seeing here? Losing game 1, we thought, hey, there's a chance SRG get it done. Now, the only chance is if TL make a mistake.
We're gonna have to see, because now the siege is gonna begin, and for Oheb, he's just shooting fish in a barrel, right? They're so close to that checkmate angle. 9,000, they crack one inhibitor open, and that second wave might just end it for them. Innocent down to 50%.
Going back to base now. Feathered airstrike in the mid lane, but look at how Team Liquid are managing the waves. They've dealt with most of the Holy Shields. They'll finally have the Lord charging up top, but they'll go into the bottom lane instead. Sanford looking for the play again. That's going to be called TZ walking up. Skies taken very low. That's a base turret. Very low to bottom lane. Final start from Cram. Last ditch effort as Innocent goes in for the damage, but Sanford still surviving, and Oheb gets the kill on Cram.
Cram was willing to sacrifice himself, but that second wave, that was the big problem here. They could look to siege one more time. Oheb, he's got the resources. Sanford, he's pretty tanky, but the Feathered Airstrike looking to clear up these next waves. Alongside with Innocent with a full Trinity build, they might have just bought into themselves just a little bit of time. A missing inhibitor, but at least it's on the bottom side. It's not on the far lane. 52 more seconds until it happens, and Oheb is going to look to seal the deal. That Winds of Nature 10, 0, and 2. Max stack 690 for his passive. He is undeniably the Terminator. He is destructive.
Full items at 12. Fully stacked at 12. What do? You gotta start questioning yourself right now. How do you deal with him?
They gotta catch him off somehow. And even then, the Purify is such good insurance policy. And if not that, they've got JP, right? He's paying premiums on this insurance to make sure that he survives. He's got so much peel on his side. Sanford refusing to make too many mistakes and even initiating for the sake of buying space. Look at that damage dealt. Oheb right at the top. Stormy is trying his best, but that Genie's one came up so late.
Lethal Wanderer take 2. They want to get everything on the map, not giving any space for SRG OG. Yums with the Shunfu. Sanford just chasing him now as Carl goes with the wheels. Yums circling Eagle. That's Gajiku no over. Damage from Innocent now as Oheb gets engaged. But he has the Wind of Nature. And Cram will fall to Oheb, who is legendary.
He's having the time of his life. Headshot after headshot after headshot for the Filipino sniper once again. He's going to try and end this game with a perfect score. Unbelievable performance coming in from Team Liquid. And now Selangor Red Giants, they have to deal with the upcoming wave to push into him. Cram, again, it may be a last-ditch effort, but he's got to make something happen. These Purifies need to come out. We know that Oheb doesn't have a Winds of Nature. Can Innocent pull it off?
Sanford walking up again. Good Feathered Airstrike. Team Liquid still have the Lord. That'll be spawning right now. So this is yet another siege for TL, where SRG could defy the odds one more time. Feathered Airstrike should be back up. They have a Moss stop. They have wave clear. Cram, he's gonna need to do some crazy stuff on that Arlet damage.
The insurmountable wave, the pressure. You can feel Team Liquid building up like a tsunami, and the charge begins. They're going to continue their siege, and they've got the Lord on their side.
Lord of the bottom lane looking for it. Sanji with the Crimson Beacon as Carl jumps into Stormy. That's Sanji with Lancer Flare again. Calling him instead of it all. Sanford jumps in, and it will be 3 members immobilized. Forcing away to Dragon. Oheb very low, still able to go for it. SOD landing. That's going to be Crow. Looking for the play. Oheb losing immortality. Has him with a nature, and he turns it around now with a Death Sonata. but he falls to Cram. Sanford still alive. Cram in the midst of it all there. A base turret falling up top, and Sanford still zones in the back. Innocent fighting for his team's life. The Circling Eagle takes him down.
And there you have it. Team Liquid taking all 4 members down with Stormy the last to fall. And you can see that they know it. The fans, they see it. Team Liquid crack open the base.
Forged in heartbreak. Fueled by hunger. The cavalry charge shatters the throne of the defending champions.
And now they ride into the glory of completing the crown that have eluded them at the Esports World Cup.
Every step of the way. Domination from the cavalry. They've only dropped 3 games in total this entire tournament.
Dreams fulfilled for SRG, making it to the grand finals against a team like this. They dared to dream again.
A phenomenal performance. The cherry on top to complete the last missing piece in their trophy cabinet. The only one that they had been waiting for the longest time, that they had to go through. MSC 2023 losing to Onic ID in the semifinals. MSC 2024 as the champions of the Philippines, coming in strong again, but falling short. Now they have done it. Now it all falls into place.
They switch one legend for another, and now it is complete. They have 100%ed this esport.
Ladies and gentlemen, watching from around the world, this is the crowning moment. Team Liquid have done it. They've made it to this moment, and now it just comes down to this final lift. Team Liquid are finally MSC champions!
Journey to encounter the unknown, Team Liquid has proven that nothing is granted. Everything is earned. Once again, congratulations! Team Liquid is your MSC at EWC 2025 Grand Champions! Guys, an amazing journey. And with that, Carl Tizzy, come here, halika dito. How are you feeling right now? Finally, complete trophy cabinet. Kompleto na silang lahat.
Sobrang saya ko lang po talaga ngayon. Talagang hindi ko ma-explain yung feeling, pero kakaiba to sa mga past tournaments.
He said he honestly cannot fathom how he feels right now. He's insanely happy, and the feeling very much different from other tournaments that he has won. Carl, I have a question for you. At the beginning of your journey, you said that winning MSC this year will officially make you the face of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. And now that you have won, are you now the face of Mobile Legends Bang Bang?
Yes!
And there you guys have it! The GOAT! It is Carl Tizzy! An amazing best-of-7 grand finals, but it will not be complete without another trophy. So let's call on my co-host, Milosh.
Hello, Rose.
Hello.
It's been a while.
It has.
What an incredible matchup we just had, but we have one more trophy to deliver. Our Sony Finals MVP. Do we have an idea of who it will be? Do you guys have any idea? The crowd has chanted. The decision's been made. It's Sanford. Sanford, congratulations. Our Sony Finals MVP. Here you go. You deserve it, my friend. Congratulations. A good flex. A question here. Look, you used to be known as Baby 40 back in the day. You're not a baby anymore. It's been a while. What do you owe to that evolution over time?
Well, I owe it to my teammates, and thanks to them, I've grown a strong fighter. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone.
And look, let's count together how many things you've won so far. You've won M Series, right? You've won MSC and MVP. You've won MPLPH. What is there still left for you to win? What's your next challenge?
Just repeat it again.
Repeat it again! One more time, your MVP, your Sony Finals MVP, Sanford. And again, please give it up for your MSC 25 champions. It's Team Liquid!
However, guys, the day is not quite over yet because as you all know that once you win over at EWC, you will have the honor of picking 3 keys to be placed in your trophy. So, I'm pretty sure an internal decision has been made amongst these bunch. Who wants to choose your 3 keys? Carl? Carl, come on up, come here. All right, so official decision, okay? Which are the 3 keys that you want to be placed in your MSC trophy? Let's go.
SRG, OG, Onyx ID, and Onyx Cage.
And there you guys have it. SRG, OG, Onyx Indonesia, and Onyx Philippines. However, I had a special request from Coach RC just now that he said he wants to give a message to everybody before we wrap this up. Coach?
Sa lahat ng Pilipinong sumusuporta sa amin, salamat po sa lahat na sumuporta. Ito na, iuwi na namin yung MSC sa Pilipinas. And sa lahat po ng tumulong sa amin, thank you so much din. Special mention kay Coach Dai, kay Coach Joshua Alfaro, sa family ko, sa wife ko, at sa baby ko. Hello sa inyo dyan. Champion na yung anak nyo.
Congratulations once again to Team Liquid. And now let us show it back to the studio.
First time in EWC history, Team Liquid have made it, winning 2 different titles in the same week. Chess and now Mobile Legends Bang Bang. First of all, what an incredible series. Let's talk about Sanford being surprised. Let's be real, he shouldn't be.
He definitely shouldn't have been. The guy was a monster from start to finish. We were watching him as MVP, I think, from that second game forward, and he did not disappoint.
So every game Liquid won was off the back of Sanford's efforts, Sanford's ability to dictate the pace of any fight he's a part of. In a majority of those games, he played glue.
I mean, SRGOG did not let the Arlot through at all, and that happened in as soon as game number 1 began. So from the very beginning, they knew they had to respect Sanford.
But the other thing that we do have to announce, finally, Carl Teasy has admitted with a resounding, confident, yes, I'm the face of MLBB. And I gotta say, he deserves it. After years of discussion, the debate is done. Tlph are your champions.
Take a look at how the knockout stage bracket of MSC 2025 at EWC concluded. Maybe mix up a few results here and there, and this is my forecast. It's the wrong equation midway, but it's the same result. I saw this Liquid Stampede from light years away.
Yeah, I think none of us, a lot of us didn't doubt them out. They came in swinging strong. They ended strong. Overall, Tlph have earned their win here.
Like when we read the patch notes, this looks like an EXP's dream. And I gotta say, Sanford really fulfilled that dream. And It's not over yet. The fact that they chose both Onyx as well as SRG as part of their trophy. Every single time something happens, like look at this. They're going to be choosing the keys. This is exclusive for here at the Esports World Cup. First taking SRG OG's key. And of course, taking both Onyx Indonesia as well as Onyx Philippines.
You could see how happy Carl is. He said it in the interview. This win feels so different compared to all the other championships he's won in the past. And it hurts to see the key crush every time, but this is different. They're picking keys as champions, as memories, as proof that they've beat these teams who, again, everyone we're also looking forward to see heading into MSC.
And now to solidify history here, we're going to be looking at the Club Championship presented by STC. With the win here, looks like Team Liquid is up at 3,200 points, followed by Team Falcons 2,700. Team Liquid has a big lead here.
I mean, and we still have multiple weeks to go of EWC. This could honestly just be the start for Team Liquid, for all the Liquid fans at least out there.
I mean, like, their investment worked really hard this time, and I gotta say, this is a big win for Team Liquid's fan. By the way, congratulations to both of y'all, to all the PH casters here. Team Liquid made it happen. Unfortunately, SRGOG didn't get the back-to-back, but here's the thing, as a Malaysian, still proud, and I feel like for all the Malaysians watching, you should still be proud because, again, going up against Team Liquid, that's a very hard series, but we know they give it their all.
SRG definitely played well, and that is an understatement. I think there's definitely a nuisance to their run here, and showing up in the grand finals, going 4-1 against Liquid, I'm sure they had more in the tank. It's just, how did Kyrie put it? This competition, this contest, it's mostly mental. So I'm hoping that SRGOG, they're able to gather themselves after this match and, you know, recollect and say, you know what, guys? We can do better. We can come back. And again, MPL Malaysia Season 16 is just around the corner.
Yeah, who knows? They might be the ones to turn things around in the upcoming M series too, because that's what they failed to do as well in the previous M6. And the way they fought against Team Liquid Philippines, a bit of tweaks here and there. Definitely the draft was a question, but I believe they still have it. SRG still has it.
And now, to make sure all of this is recorded, to let the world know, right now we see Team Liquid Philippines with His Royal Highness Prince Faisal bin Bandar bin Sultan Al Saud. They're gonna solidify this by putting their key on the totem for the whole world to see that they've made it. The story, it began months ago, heck, years ago. And now Team Liquid, this is their moment. This is their time. This is what they have earned. MSC at Esports World Cup champions. Looks like the GOAT, the face of MLBB rising up and putting that key. Team Liquid, the champions of MSC.
Not more than 24 hours ago, the chess man put his key on that same wall. Now, tonight, the chess man, Carl Teasy, puts one up for Team Liquid for MLBB.
Yep, and now, again, big congratulations to Team Liquid. But that's it, concluding MSC. And for you guys, let's check out the Kadia top plays of the day.